Laura Croft.
Oh yeah, I could have done a whole lot of things with her all night, let alone.
What's funny is she did that voice over 20 years ago, and she did that stuff.
All right, well, welcome
British
everyone
accent on a chick.
to. Well,
Swing.
guys, we are live.
Oh dear God! I mean,
And I just ripped a hole in my pants. I understand.
Oh, okay, and if
Well, I guess the shenanigans are about to happen.
No shenanigans, no fucking shenanigans.
But that's my favorite part.
I am not fucking doomed.
No
okay?
shenanigans. Why the fuck am I here, bro?
Not those type of shenanigans. We get into some other ones. Jim flashed us his ass last time, so maybe this time he might flash us something else. You know what I'm saying?
He's like throwing boxes around.
Fucking not bored of.
I mean, hey, want to pay me?
Well, shit. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll pay you with virtual money. I'm going to pay you with all the super chats that we get today. Right? So there you go. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Wasted with Wize, episode 14. And this episode is, of course, affectionately labeled Performance Anxiety. So tonight we got we still are waiting for some of our panelists to come in as usual, but let's go ahead and talk with who is already here. So my first panelist, no flashy introductions for this guy because there's nothing he wants to do, nothing that he does is flashy. So there you go. That's all I got for him. So SupaNova, how you doing? I'm tired today. Fuck it. I've had a long past week. My dog potentially has fucking cancer.
The lack of energy is not quite inspiring, bro.
Look, my dog. Okay, look, my dog fucking had cancer. Might have cancer. I might not. We don't know.
Doctor, kick my dog. No needs operation. You guys remember Jerky Boys from back in the day?
Okay, well, yeah. So so that might be going on. Then my kid had been out all fucking week. Let's not even talk about the travesty that was Tuesday fucking night. Halloween night was a fucking ass ream. So yeah, that was that. And I'm still recovering from all that shit. And so, anyhow, forgive me if I'm a little bit off my kilter. But I got a glass of Menage a Trois. It's not the best wine, but hey, it does the job really quick. Then that's what I'm looking for. There you go.
Slightly more expensive than cheap.
Yeah, the cheaper the better. Sometimes the cheaper has the higher alcohol content. That's always the good.
So you got the $5 blow and go of wines. Got it.
No, this was like $20. It's not normally as much as I would normally pay, but this is like a cheap variation. But hey, it does the job. That's all I care about. So
does it come out of a box?
Super carry forward.
It's like a three-way with street hookers. It's good times. But you have some after effects, so that aren't
exactly. I can see fireworks. Woo! Yay! Super. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
What you been playing?
On and off Mario Wonderland or Mario Wonder, whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh wow! Yeah. How was it?
Wow, it's all right. I don't see how it's like this giant mass, but like it's a fun game. It's an old school Nintendo 2D platformer.
Nice re-envisioning kind of thing.
No. Yeah. The thing about Mario Wonder, I got a lot to say about this game because I've been playing this game consistently. I've actually, because of this game, not had a chance to even touch Spider-Man 2 to any appreciable extent.
Because you've been fully erect, obviously. There you go.
Not anymore. It sort of happens after 20 years of marriage. I mean, you get erect, but you just sit there and say, okay, now what do I do with this thing? So
Lord.
Yeah, there you go. And now that I can see it, I was kind of surprised. After losing all this weight, I finally.
Damn it! There's no instruction manual for it.
Yeah.
It's online. Yeah, look it up.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I tried to. It didn't work.
After I lost all this weight and I got fully erect for the first time, I'm like, oh my God, I'm growing another arm. Where did that come from?
It was game related. Jesus Christ. Just keep it the games.
No, but the thing about Super Mario Wonder is that it is true to form. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day playing the original Super Mario Brothers and just the fun to be had with that.
Yes.
And that's what it's sort of like.
Nobody really played anything like it before. Yeah.
I mean, my wife, as I said, is not a gamer, not at all in any way, shape, or form a gamer, and she loves this game. So if that means anything, I mean, like she's seen all the other Mario, like the new Super Mario games that came out prior to this and all that other crap. And of course, she's seen all the other platformers, but she's never been compelled to play a platformer except for this one. And when she saw it, me and my little one were playing, and she's like, "Hey, is that Mario?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah, it's Mario." She's like, "Can I play?" And I'm like, "What? Who the fuck
Yeah.
are you? And what did you do with my wife?" you
Remember
know?
his little one, 6'2", 240, 12 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
240.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna call him.
Fucking Buick and the shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, I play Mario. Breaks the controller. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
little one. I mean, that's the only. Yeah, he is still little. He's now no longer. Well, fuck. You're right. The bastard
Well,
is little.
did you ever play the Super Mario 3D World games like on the 3DS or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
Super
the first
Yeah,
first
'cause
new
I-
Super Mario game. Yeah.
You're saying?
No, I was just saying that's. I think that's maybe that's why this one doesn't feel so crazy or different to me because it just feels like an extension of the Super Mario 3D World, where it's already kind of that melding of the 3D character models and the 2D side-scrolling format.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
the first one that like re-envisioned it came on like the DS back in the day, the 1st DS, and then they came out with the one for the 3DS that was Super Mario Land, and then there was a Wii version that was basically another side scroller that was like New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, I think it was called. Anyway, so there's been like one for almost like every of those generations, and this is just kind of the newest one, but it's cool. I mean, it looks really cool. So
No, yeah, it's cool. Like visually, it looks good. The animations are great. The sounds are great. The
It's-
music's great.
it has the magic, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Right?
You mean the Wonder?
I mean, really, the only big difference though is that you've got the Wonder Seeds and the lack of like the timer.
No, the Nintendo Magic, dickhead. Jesus, I don't give a fuck about the Wonder. God.
Well, I mean,
Brought
let
to
me
you by
say,
Nintendo.
let me say this. Do you really think that they could really have done badly I mean, they could have done badly with it. They could have made a new Super Mario Brothers game in the same iteration and put it out there, and it would have been fine. But I don't know. It's just something about Mario is iconic. I think that like when I'm seeing like Mario and stuff like that, and I see like all of the stuff that's surrounding it, it's become I can totally understand why this generation sort of latches on more to Mario than say Mickey Mouse, because like for them, like when I was growing up, I was a latchkey kid. So when I came home, it was like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Silverhawks, all that crap. So that's what sort of what I
Fucking
attached to.
Silverhawks.
I loved fucking Silverhawks. That was good, you know?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
dope. Great ass intro.
Yeah, and the music was still it was rock. I love the intro, and of course the original, the Uncanny X-Men and all that stuff, and Spider-Man and his friends with Iceman and Firestarter or whatever. Those were my classic.
Firestarter.
Well, Fire
Wow.
Woman, whatever the bitch.
I'm a
is.
fire starter,
So,
twisted fire starter. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta do it right.
Prodigy.
I am a Firestarter.
Of course.
Twisted
He said
Firestarter.
fire starter is the only thing I can think of. I mean, I know.
For sure.
I don't give a shit.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, but this generation, they don't really watch cartoons as much. Like, for example, they don't even need to, like back in the day when we got home, those were the only cartoons on. So that's what we watched, because, you either watched that or you fucking went outside and played. And after you came back from running the fucking mile, you don't want to run and go outside and play again. So I can understand why this generation actually is sort of bonded more towards Mario, because for this generation of kids, Mario is their Mickey Mouse, because they don't really watch cartoons. They play games, which takes that
They
form.
watch cartoons are just called anime.
Yeah, but
Just
it's
don't
not the
watch what
same.
you're thinking.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
it's
the same.
totally different. Yeah, most of it's
Yeah.
really heavily adult. Anyway,
But
who is
but it's
so we
simple.
got we got SupaNova. So we need Jim next, or who's next on the list?
Okay. I guess you guys want to tell me to
Praxis
start
said,
talking
In
"Move
other
the
words,
fuck
Yeah, well,
along,
no, it's
you
not- yeah,
rambling
yeah,
bastard.
yeah,
We
yeah,
got
okay.
shit to do, sir."
Oh my
Alright,
God!
alright.
That game. I'm
No.
sorry, brother. Come on, let's keep on moving.
All right. Okay. So
Assembly
KY
line
says,
is
"Sup,
stopped,
gamers?"
for Christ's
Let-
sake.
So before we keep going, let's go ahead and say hello to everybody in our chat who showed up. Guys, thank you for showing up, and
Yeah,
please
fuck
hit the
them.
like and subscribe. Oh yeah, well,
Ignore them, Chad. Ignore that son of a bitch. We don't want
listen.
him in here anymore.
don't listen to this bastard. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay, that's the thing. Don't. All right. I'm
Do
not
you
going to
want
say
your paycheck
something.
this week, Super? Fuck's sake, man. Shut up.
I'm going to wait until later on in the show to really get
Paul,
us.
get your paycheck.
All right. So, okay. So welcome, God Lord Hungry Diablo Cannabis Garden. Dude, you got to abbreviate your fucking name. That's a
You
whole
gotta
lot
pick
of
a
shit to be
fucking
said.
name. It's not use them
Yeah.
all.
Exactly. I mean, dude, I like your name, but damn, it's too damn long.
Keep
to read.
watching though. Thank you for joining us now. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
Reaper, thank you
camera
for
right
being
there.
on with us. And KY, thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on.
Hit the like button
Right.
and go fuck your mother.
No, that's my job. If I
God
could.
damn, that's a beautiful. We gotta copyright that shit. That's wonderful. I like that.
Yeah, hit the
Put
like
that shit
button
on
and
a
fuck your mother.
t-shirt.
Fuck your mother.
Speaking of people fucking their mothers, Cerebral, how you doing?
My mother's like 3,000, actually 5,000 miles away. So fuck off. So
That's a big dick. Just saying.
well,
Double Dutch that bitch.
Touch that.
With a fucking 747.
So anyway, let's see. I've been playing.
Well,
I
it's just
did-
a heads up. The soundboard was peaking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I did I've done the new addition to Diablo 4, which was really short. So for the new season, the story. And then I played Dead Space. The remake is on Game Pass now, so I started it.
Oh, cool.
And
great
they
game.
definitely changed the part I was stuck on. They changed that whole section.
Did they make it easier or a little bit more?
No, they made it easier. They changed. They absolutely changed all of how it works. Where it used to be more like an asteroid thing, where you had to shoot the asteroids before they hit. Now you have to shoot the asteroids, but it like 3 different guns lines up, so they automatically shoot once you get them calibrated. So they made it a lot easier.
So basically, what you're saying is they nerfed the game and now you can play it.
Dude, it's definitely not nerfed. It's still hard as shit in some parts. But
It's all
I will say, I will say the sound. They definitely improved the sound and the visuals, especially if you play like I play all my games with the headset on. So if you
Well, I
play
mean,
with
shit, it's
headset and
been
you got the
20
3D
years, so
sound,
yeah.
man, it's scary as shit.
You hear those fuckers in the vents above you and shit. You're like,
Yeah,
what the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
being in the movie Alien.
yeah, it really is. You hear the crashes and
100%.
stuff, and you're like, "Oh shit, where did that come from? And is it coming after me?" You know.
Well,
But yeah,
let me-
so
let me say this: I really liked the story of Dead Space. And more than your aliens, it reminded me of that movie Event Horizon.
Oh,
Do y'all remember
Mhm.
that with
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne and all
Oh, yeah.
them? Yeah.
Sure.
Horizon was an
With-
awesome
With
movie.
Sam Neill, Dr.
Uh-huh.
Alan Grant, of course.
Oh yeah, it was a classic movie, and this game always harkens back to it. Whenever I
Yeah.
play it, I remember that game, and I
Lawrence
think it's-
Fishburne. That was a great movie.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cowboy Curtis.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes. Good movie.
I didn't send you a bottle yet, but I plan on still sending one to you. So, but what are you drinking tonight?
coffee.
Good times.
Well,
Mm.
tonight I'm going to let that go because one of our guest is a coffee drinker, so I can't insult the coffee right this second
Mhm.
because otherwise he might leave. So that might not be a good idea. So yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
I'll
careful
stick
there.
with coffee. But a little bourbon in your coffee doesn't hurt either. So there you go.
No, I also do Kahlua in my coffee and things like that.
Oh, yeah, Kahlua coffee's good.
Kahlua and coffee. Yeah, I made it through a lot of all-day football games when I was working with youth football that way. You know, starting at like 8 a.m. You know.
I prefer Kahlua and vodka myself, but that's just me.
Yeah, but we could hide the Kahlua in the
I
coffee
would
when we were
do
doing our
Kahlua for
brewing.
my yoo-hoos and go to school.
Yeah, there you go.
Shit. I used to bake
I did
Kahlua.
that shit, man.
Mhm.
I used to
Did
bake
that
Kahlua in the brownies that I used to give to sell it to,
Oh,
to
that's
students in
yummy.
class.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah,
Yeah,
then next time I
oh,
make
man,
brownies, I could.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
problem is it never had this intended effect. I would lace the thing with Kahlua. I literally would drench the whole put the whole half the bottle in it in 1 pan of brownies, and I would think, okay, yeah, of course the alcohol would stay, but when I would sell it to my friends in school, nobody would get high. I'm like, well, what the fuck
You
is
need to
that?
sprinkle it with angel dust.
Well,
That's how you get.
you don't get high from Kahlua, but I mean,
Well,
the shit's
not
gonna
high, but you know what
evaporate
I'm
when
trying
you're
to
cooking
say.
it.
Kahlua is a low percentage
yeah.
alcohol. It's you got to like.
But there's a
but then
shitload of it in there. It's like almost half the bottle,
Well,
dude.
you
It
do
was like
Yeah, but it's all gonna evaporate, man. Doesn't
Yeah,
say.
Brownies with Jello shots. You have to have 2-to-1. It's got to be mixed better.
Yeah, I did my Jello shots too. So, but most of my Jello shots was just basically all my Jello shots was gin mixed with gelatin, like flavorless gelatin mixed with gin. It was straight, just straight shot, basically.
100 proof vodka.
Jesus
brother.
Christ. Why would you? You could make it taste like anything. You're like, let me just I'll leave it tasting like death.
I'll just plain
Yes,
gelatin
exactly.
and
Yeah.
fucking ass.
No, you know why? Because I've taken like
We got
long time
banana,
ago-
we got cherry, and we got 91 unleaded. Which one you want, guys?
91 octane gin. Good times. Yeah.
I've had
Turpentine.
I had a bad experience with a dog and Jello shots one time, and after that, I am not going to do Jello shots straight anymore. Okay?
I don't even want to hear that
Listen,
story.
are we gonna
Okay,
get
I'm
too long
just
this
throwing it out.
episode,
I
though?
do not.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I got knotted in his
So
asshole.
soft. I just put my fingers in it.
Probably get arrested by animal control after you told that story.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit.
No, the dog was happy. I just didn't know he was why he was happy. That's what it was.
I was so
Yeah.
high, my wife threw
Mm.
6 extra
Fucker.
nipples.
Yeah, something like that, right? No, it was a male dog. All right. So anyhow,
Figures.
have any of you? Okay, so Reaper actually has a question, and I want to get to it before we get further along. Has anyone have any feelings about this game, Ark Survival Ascendant? I think we talked about it last week, but anyone have anything to say about this?
Yeah,
I mean, I
think it's
just picked
dog
it up.
shit.
What?
Try
What did
again.
y'all say?
Somebody spoke. Speak again.
I said it's dog shit. I don't think the
dog
game
shit?
itself isn't bad. It's the controls, man. Like all the controls and menus in Ark are so
Funky.
convoluted and confusing. Like I played it for like 5 minutes and I was like, you know what? None of this is intuitive. I'm not trying to fucking rewire my brain for this one fucking game. So I was like, ejecto cedo cuz off the hard drive.
I'm out. Delete.
Yeah, because I don't mind like survival games or crafting games and shit like that. Like where's the one? I forgot the name of the one where like you have to build up your fortification and the zombies come at night. It's not Minecraft, but it's something like that.
Fortnite?
Not Daisy.
No. If you are you talking about oh crap?
They come like every third day or some shit like
Right.
that. 7 days to die, I think. Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah.
Like that game is. If you look at it graphically, it's not great. Control wise, it's not great. It's not a great game, but it's still there's some fun to be had there. But the menus aren't getting in your way. In Ark, like that looks like overall it's probably a better game, but all the menus and shit just get in my way constantly to where I'm like, you know what, fuck it.
Right.
I can't get into it.
Well, you just made it a blanket.
I know a
fucking
lot of people love it
statement.
though.
No, you made a blanket fucking statement. It's not a good game, but there's fun to be had. That could be said about any fucking thing. You know, like I'm going to sleep with this hooker with an STD. Yeah, I might end up itching and scratching in places that I never knew existed. But there's fun to be had. I mean, like, come on now. Like, it's either a good
I mean, it's
game or
not
a
a
bad
blanket
fucking
statement.
game.
It's a statement.
Yeah, but it's like
I don't think it's an amazing game. I know that a lot of people love Ark, and it's like this thing that people love to play. I personally couldn't get into it because all the menus they fucking annoy the shit out of me.
well,
On PC, it may be better. I'm playing on console. On PC, I'm sure it's a hell of a lot easier with 1,000 keys at your fingertips. But on console, it's definitely not easy to play.
Well, anybody else have anything to say positive about this game besides, hey, there's fun to be had?
I've never played it. I never was able to get into the Ark games at all. So that's
All right. Okay.
Your
so that-
mic just took a dive off the deep end there, buddy.
Yeah, it sounds like you just went back in time to the 1930s and you're a fucking star on a radio show.
Yeah. With a freaking blanket.
Not oddly
around it.
specific description, but yeah.
All
Try
right,
to grab
hopefully
that
that's
shit and
better.
fucking bubble wrap.
There you go. That's
That,
better.
yeah. On to-
Slightly better, yes.
Slightly better.
Yeah, it sounds good. We can still hear you.
Have I told you recently to go fuck yourself? I mean, have I told you in the last 5 minutes to go fuck yourself? Because if I have, let me go ahead and remind you to go fuck yourself.
Every day. And I keep trying. It ain't working out.
All right.
Well, the wheelchair might be getting in the way. That's the problem. Number one.
what are you talking about?
It's definitely the wheelchair.
It's about to get in your way, dude. You got to watch out. They're coming, fucker.
Quite literally coming. Okay, yeah. So anyhow, Praxis, my man, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm drinking real quick. It's a red lager, so
Okay.
just beer. But there you go.
Cool. So, what have you been playing? Anything good?
Well, I haven't been playing very much lately, except for yesterday. I started playing the Modern Warfare 3, the campaign. So
And an hour later, when you got done with the campaign, what did you do?
it was great. I liked it. I only went through like, actually no, I don't. I put quite a few hours into it, but I usually play it through hardened, and then I do veteran after that. So
Actually, I want you to hold your opinion about that because I do want to talk about that. That is one of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight.
Okay.
is a review. Of
we're good.
Modern Warfare.
That was it.
Okay.
But yeah, move on, buddy.
And
We're
before
good.
he puts me on full fucking blast, Jim, how are you doing? And Jim is.
I'm doing all right.
What you drinking? Anything good? What you vaping?
Just
Anything good?
Pepsi.
What
I'm
you
still waiting
vaping?
for my vape juice to come in.
Okay.
Hence
Doesn't
Air
that-
204, no vape juice.
Okay, so let me say, if it doesn't have THC, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Okay. So it has to have THC. All right.
Well, I'm not looking to be high at work. I'm just looking to be able to, squeeze
That's the
one
best
in.
time to
and-
be high. Some of the best teaching I ever did was when I was fucking high. So there you go.
I mean, at the rate they cause drama, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I switched to the THC variation.
At least when I teach when I'm high, at least the students are more engaged for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's the contact high that I'm doing.
You think
No, because you think you're
It's
doing
because
great.
instead of
You're just
teaching
doing
math,
really
you're
stupid
drawing
shit.
fucking pictures of
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland on the fucking dry erase board.
Hey,
best day teaching ever?
I went to his classroom to learn math, but I came out of it knowing how to write a 5-point paper or 5-point essay. Okay, that's good. I can do that.
we went to the gumdrop forest, man, and there was
Oh my
minotaur, and there were rabbits, man,
Mhm.
Funyuns.
Dude, I got to roll like 7 joints in that class, bro. It's great. Teacher's awesome. Gave us some of the stash, man. 3 buds. Anyway.
All right. So before
froze
he
like a
leaves, because
statue
he's like,
for
"What the fuck
35
is going
minutes."
on?" Well, before he leaves, and he says that, "What the fuck is this going on?" Our down under expert, David Faulkner. How you doing, sir?
Doing quite well, thank you. How are you today?
I am doing well. Tell me you put a little something in your coffee besides just coffee and creamer.
Yep, more coffee.
Oh shit.
times.
Yeah.
What else said?
I sent him a tweet last night. I said there was a joke I read. It said coffee spelled backwards is EFOC, and I don't give a EFOC about anything until I drink coffee. So he liked that.
Oh my, that's
Pretty
that's
much.
really great.
Pretty much.
Have you been playing anything?
Yeah, so I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima,
Wow.
and a little bit of Farming Simulator, and been helping my son get through the back end of Pokemon Arceus.
Oh,
So yeah, been doing a little bit when I'm getting an hour here or two there to play it.
that's the way it goes, man.
So is this your first time going through Tsushima, or is this like your second pass or third pass or something?
No, this is the first time. I'm way behind because I'm such a tight ass. I won't pay full price for games. So
And he probably makes
Yeah.
more. This man probably makes more money than all of us here combined. Okay, let me just put it out there.
Like
You
me,
don't-
I wait until it goes greatest hits and then I pick it up.
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. Paying $70 for a day one or early access for a game that's broken. No thanks.
Come on, man, get on that Call of Duty train. What's your problem? Been doing it for years.
Oh,
Personally keeping
I
that-
suck at first person shooters. I'm too slow. So I've never played Call of Duty.
That's okay. I'm the same way at any kind of Souls game, so don't worry. I get
Well,
it now.
apparently
Jesus Christ,
the net-
I need to leave.
Well, apparently for this Call of Duty, you can sit back and watch it for about half an hour, and you've pretty much seen everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, my next panelist rolled in on here. The man who says he's from Texas, but I think that's just.
I'm not from Texas.
Well, I thought you were saying that just to give the immigration services to stop harassing your ass. So that's why you're
Oh,
telling me you're from
Lord.
Texas.
Tax benefits. He's doing it for tax breaks purposes.
Look how you doing, man. Look how. Sorry.
Fun fact: Texas does not charge taxes. Fun fact. Anyways, I'm good. I am great. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be on here for too long because
Okay.
I have engagements earlier tomorrow. Well, today because it's past midnight already. I have to be out of the house by 6 a.m. So I need to go to
fuck, boy.
bed as early as possible.
Okay, well, we won't keep you on.
Praxis, what is that haircut?
What
the
do you mean?
hell?
What haircut?
What is that?
What? It's a mohawk. What's the
It's a
problem?
mohawk.
Well, I'm not here for a long time. I just need to keep my streak alive. All right, Metal Gear Solid is the
Mhm.
greatest
I was gonna say, gotta
gaming
mention
franchise in
son
the
of a
world.
bitch.
All
Wait,
right.
now,
Amen.
before you
Also-
leave,
Amen.
before you leave tonight, I need to know a list of the games that are on sale at the Sony store.
Oh fuck! No,
Paul,
please.
I was
do
gonna bring
not
Metal Gear Solid.
tempt
You
me.
gotta bring the whole
Do
thing
not
up.
tempt me, Paul.
No, do not.
I will name them. All right, I will name them.
That'll-
So don't tempt me.
And I'll find a way to.
Also, I
They're gonna
reached
go fucking
150
QVC
in
on our ass.
WRC.
Yeah,
You
WC.
reached
So-
what? You reached
Level
what?
150 in WRC generations.
Oh, nice.
Didn't a
Wow.
new one come out just recently, or is one coming out?
It's still coming out. It's EA's version that's coming out.
Is it? Oh,
We'll
okay.
see. We'll see.
It's EA.
We'll see if it's good or not.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. The
Okay.
previous WRCs had no microtransactions. They were like good value. I don't know what's going to happen now with EA, but we'll see.
Well,
EA
now
juicing it.
the devil is making a version of the game. It's
Yeah.
gonna have
Man,
everything
this-
up the ass,
this-
bro.
Yeah, they're
This
gonna
is
EA
not
it all
even the
up. They're gonna
devil.
EA it
Yeah.
all up. They're
You're
gonna.
gonna have to. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to buy
fuckers.
new asphalt. You're gonna have to buy money. You have to pay microtransactions to buy new asphalt. You're gonna have to pay new microtransactions
Asphalt.
to buy new spectators. Yeah.
You joke, Wize. You joke.
Mhm.
You joke. But
Oh, do you want more?
someone at
details?
EA is taking notes right now. All right?
Yeah.
You joke.
You're gonna be able to
Alright.
fucking break drive shafts and fucking nuke
There's
transmissions.
nobody
and have
on-
to pay real
There's
dollars for
nobody
new
on the
ones.
fucking side.
1080p
nobody on the
version,
fucking s-
$49.99. 4K version, $99.99. What?
There's nobody on the fucking side of the roads. Well, if you want one person to be spectating, you have to pay this
Fuck.
much. If you
Dude,
want
I
two people,
guarantee at some point somebody's gonna do shit like that. It's like pay to play to the nth degree. Like, let's just pay for everything.
it's like you want an NPC, you have to pay for that NPC.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
saw a video.
$9.99 an hour.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry for taking you guys off the topic, but I saw a video where someone was talking about the natural conclusion for what Game Pass and PS Plus and Nintendo Online is going to take
end up.
us to.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a situation where they're going to be nickel and diming us for everything, and we might even end up in a situation where we can't even buy the game. We won't even have the options to buy the games.
Or to
Look,
own it.
we live in a world, look, where
Digitally.
you buy a Mercedes Benz and then you already have
And they
equipment
use that
in the
analogy.
car, and you have to pay
Yes.
monthly for the privilege
Yes.
of using equipment in the car you already fucking paid for.
Exactly.
Oh,
And they use that
Ridiculous.
in that video. That was one of the analogies for me. When I was watching, I was like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I was born before all this crap, and I can drive like
Mhm.
stick. And I love me an old
Yeah.
car.
Oh, yeah.
Like right now, I'm saving up. I still want to buy my dream car. I had it when I was younger. I didn't value it. Sold the motherfucker for a lot of money, but I want to buy one.
What is it?
I want to buy a Defender 110 from
Oh,
1993. That's
oh,
my
wow, nice
dream
choice.
4x4.
Nice choice.
Yeah.
And people look
as
at
for
me
like
like
the-
I'm crazy when I tell them I can drive a stick shift.
dude, it's the way to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyone
Oh,
that
yeah.
can't drive stick, tough titties, go and make more money.
Well, that's why they say over here, if you don't want your car stolen, get a manual transmission.
Yeah, pretty
No
much.
need to lock it. No need to lock it. You're good.
Nope.
Well,
I just throw it in reverse, turn it off, and I just walk
Yeah.
off. Left the doors off my Jeep half the time.
Well, to be honest with you, I was never a big fan of driving with stick. But when I got my new car and it was totally stick, I actually enjoy it. It's there's something it makes you closer to the machine, if you will. It makes you one with
Yes.
the machine, kind of.
Yes,
I like
you
that.
can,
You know?
dude. You can sometimes even sense problems with the car because you're
Yeah.
more in tune with the car
Mhm.
because because of the gear shifts. Also, I have my favorite analogy is driving manual and automatic is like sex without a condom and with a condom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's different. You're doing it, but it's different. Anyway,
I mean, well, I don't know if they have this where you live, but like there is no other better experience for me in this world than to have an open interstate where like there's not that much traffic and you can just be driving down the road with your stick shift and you can feel you become one. It's like I don't know. You start you can sense when the car wants to move up a gear or move down a gear. It's like you can almost feel it. It almost becomes instinctual. And
Dude,
you sort of
I have
forget
lived
about
in
that.
Houston, Dallas, and Jacksonville. I don't
Uh-huh.
know what an open road looks like. Okay,
Well, it's Alabama, it's here, so of course if
I
you're
was gonna
not
say you guys are pretty privileged because we don't have that around here. Like clear roads for miles and miles or kilometers and kilometers, no potholes, no nothing.
Mhm.
That's wild.
That's like you. That's why you like
It's the way it is out
WRC.
here in Arizona.
Yeah, that's why.
Route
That's
driving.
exactly why I like W. See,
If you
this
do
guy
rally
gets
driving
it.
there. That's no problem.
Dude, one of the best
Yep.
experiences that I
That
had
sucks.
ever in my life was this summer when I was on when I was on vacation. When I went on that trip I sent y'all photos of. I drove. We rented a car. We rented a Ferrari to drive down the Autobahn in Germany, and you can, of course, as you know, Autobahn doesn't have a speed limit, and you can crank that
No speed
bastard up to
limits.
150, whatever. Oh my God, I can't describe to you the feeling. It was like the closest you can get to be, for me at least, to flying a plane. It was that awesome. It was like it costed
Would you
me
say it
quite a
was
bit of money.
orgasmic? Would
Oh,
you say
dude,
it was orgasmic?
it was beyond fucking orgasmic, man. I mean, it's like, my wife has multiple fucking orgasms at the same time. I never knew what that was like because after I have one, I got to go to bed. But
So
yeah,
she says.
shit. I mean, like that. I mean, I swear to God, I couldn't. I thought I was gonna be on the ticket for the car because I think I had wet stains all over the seat. It was
What?
that good.
One
I
month.
swear.
Damn.
Jesus.
All right. Moving on, bro.
Fucking guy. No,
I'm
Okay.
looking for tissue now. Jeez.
as much as the Autobahn is neat, for me, it's just a straight line to go really fast. I can do that. I did that in California. I mean, I had the benefit of living in a state where I had a huge highway going straight down the road for a long time. I got a big ticket doing that, but the most fun I had, I was 12 years old, and I stole the Camaro that I own now when my dad bought it. Took it in the mountains in a windy road, 20 miles to an observatory in the Bay Area, and then back. When like I said, I was 12. So
I know which observatory you went to, and I know that road. That's a nice road.
Yeah, it's a windy ass road. So I took a Camaro with no license at 12 years old up to an observatory and back on a windy road, and I was like taking it sideways around the corners. So that was that was my fun. So it was like drifting it.
Well, if you
So
really
I
want a
like-
windy
I like
road,
driving.
if you want a really windy, empty road, you should drive on the interstates in West Virginia. There's literally no traffic there, and all because you're driving through the Appalachians, the roads wind in and out, up and down.
yeah.
It's like an awesome drive. It's like wonderful.
Oh, I like it. I just like mountain roads.
Of course,
more
so the problem is if you break down up there in the Appalachians, you might hear banjos.
yeah, you might hear
Exactly.
something. Got some pretty teeth, boy. Sorry.
What is that? What are you? You ate some sort of Asian? Well, no, So,
No, those things happen.
all right. Next panelist, Miss Cozy Beluga. How are you doing?
I am alive.
Are you?
I'm loud. I know, Paul.
No,
sorry.
You're not loud. You're fine.
Good thing I have auto volume turned on.
Oh, so you're
She
playing
always
your-
comes
you're
in like
showing
a
your-
fucking bullhorn.
I know. It's just like wow.
Yeah.
At least
what are
I
you
had
playing?
I had a warning this time because he said Cozy Beluga, so I was able to brace for it. a
You
little
said her
bit.
name.
I said I know I'm
You
loud.
said, Cozy, turn the shit down, bat the hatches.
Yeah.
All right, Cozy, what are you drinking tonight, ma'am?
So I got some Costco tequila, and it's actually really good. I mean, oh, I found some Aurora. I'm gonna get. Oh, sorry. You got to go outside and jump really high and do it.
Oh, okay. So what are you playing besides Starfield?
Oh, Mineko's Midnight Market and State of Decay.
Okay, you got to explain the first one. What is that?
Oh, it's on Game Pass, and it's the most cozy game ever. It's so delightful. You move to this new town, and there's this midnight market, and you collect things and craft, and then sell them at the market. At the same time, you have to help out people around town and solve mysteries and stuff.
So Animal Crossing, check.
Yeah.
So you bag groceries and then you solve mysteries. What kind of fucking shit
No,
is
you
that?
craft
You have a perverse
things.
Scooby-Doo game.
Well, I was gonna say you forgot the dog. She has a dog.
It's Scooby-Doo where you play the side job and the mystery. So there you go. So it's even more fun.
Come on, you guys. It's fun.
Teasing. Tease.
Yeah, we'll just take your word for that one. Okay.
I'll have to
Yeah.
I mean, there's according to Supa, there's fun to be had. Okay, there's fun to be had. Okay, that's all I got to say. There's fun to
I
be
don't know
had.
about that
All right.
one.
Come on, someone back me up here.
I haven't played it yet, but
Now,
I'll
if you're
look into
backing
it.
up, I don't
Is
mind
it good?
backing
Is it
backing
close?
up with you. So
I'm interested. I'm interested, but I gotta
See?
look it up.
It's
No,
on Game
you are
Pass.
not. You are
Okay.
not fucking interested. You know that's a goddamn lie. You are not fucking interested in playing that shit ass game coming off of Modern Warfare 3 and you're 1.5 hours of that.
What?
Dude, I'm a Monster
can't
Hunter
have
fanatic, so any kind of little game that I can jump into that can do little crafting things.
There is no. I draw a line in the sand. There's no fucking way you're playing it. If you're playing it, I want to see you DM me that you're actually downloading that crap. Okay, I'm sorry to say.
It's not crap.
Wow.
Okay, one person's trash is another one's treasure. I get that.
Wow. You know what?
Still trash though.
Jesus.
But what I'm trying to say, there's no way in God's given earth this man is going to download that fucking game and play it. Even though he told you, he threw you a fucking bone. He just wants to, I guess, play up to you for some reason. I don't know why. And he's going to play this goddamn game. There's no fucking way he's playing this game. You know that. I know that. Everyone on this fucking panel, people who've never even seen this goddamn show, which is pretty much majority of people, but most people, everybody will know that he's not playing that game. I'm sorry. Sorry, that's just not how it's gonna work.
Wize, you do understand there's a thing called spite, you fucker. You do get that. Right?
He's gonna play it just to spite you.
Exactly. What the fuck you think?
That is the only. Yeah, see, that's the one. That's the other fucking reason I said it.
Now I'm really gonna do it. Jesus,
Yeah, that's why. Because you weren't gonna
that's
do
not
it
the
before I
only
drew the
reason,
line
but
in the
definitely
sand.
one of them now.
Yeah, that's what I was
Are you
gonna
having
say.
fun,
There was no
Project?
fucking-
Yeah, it's fucking great. This game's so much goddamn fun.
It's actually there's not much to. It's just like a fun little I like games where I can unwind and do mindless activities in a cute setting.
Mindless
Pass.
activities in a cute setting. There you
No,
go,
no,
Praxis.
you can-
That seems like a game that you would play. Mindless activities in a cute setting. There you go.
That would be a great game. Someone needs to make that.
I thought you were playing it.
No, a game called Mindless Activities in a Cute Setting.
Yeah. Shit. Have you seen some? Have you listened?
It's
to some of the
called
anime,
called
anime
public
names that they're
education.
crazy like that.
What was that game with Norman Reedus that Sony did? The walking simulator.
But that one, that was not cute. It has to be cute.
Oh, it has.
You carry a baby in a fish tank. What's not cute about that?
Yeah,
it looks
they
realistic.
already have mindless activities in a cute setting. It's called Starbucks. There you go.
Hey, Starbucks has PSLs though.
Yeah, their coffee sucks. So there you go.
The coffee is good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there's fun
that's
to
pretty
be
good.
there's fun to be had about that as well. So yeah, I can give you that. But
Coffee's fucking
Alright.
coffee.
No, that's not true.
Okay,
That is not true.
Faulkner, you want?
That is absolutely not
No,
true.
no.
Oh
Faulkner,
my
you want to
goodness.
inject on this? I think you have your expertise in this field. Is coffee just fucking coffee according to Supa?
Absolutely not.
Like that doesn't even get to the single origin types of coffee that you can have.
Listen,
you
you
can taste
fucking
the difference.
snobs. Are you gonna sit there and swirl your fucking coffee
Thinking now
mugs?
that I can make then it ain't worth
Oh, this coffee has notes of cherry and almond with a hint of mint.
All I care about the coffee is it's got huge amounts of caffeine in it. That's all I'm after.
Ethiopian.
A pound
is
of Red Bull like a man.
my
God damn it!
I do
Red Bull
Red
has
Bull
too much
enema
sugar.
every week. Are you kidding? Yeah.
Oh, if you want to get into the science of it, the African coffee is better dark roasted, and the Asian coffee is better light roasted, and then you get the stuff from South America, which you got to be very careful getting it through customs.
My favorite is Ethiopian, then Guatemalan, and then
but
probably Kenyan.
At
Let
the
me ask
end
you
of
a
the day,
question.
it's still coffee.
They
David,
taste different.
I don't want to say anything, but
Of course
that
they do.
statement that you just made about coffee, that seems sort of racist. You know, it's like African coffee, the darker the better. The Indian coffee, a little bit lighter, and the South American, if you can get it legally, then yeah, fine. You know, it just seems sort of racist. I don't know. Maybe you should change up your description a
No,
little
so
bit.
like African coffees are like dark roast.
He said that dark roast would steal your wallet. I heard him.
Oh.
Remember, the important thing to remember about coffee is the darker the roast, the less the caffeine. So.
But
right.
yeah, but you know that is important. The roast.
FBI statistics clearly state.
I don't
I
know.
love coffee.
David, next time somebody asks you to comment on that, and you want to make that comment again, I would rephrase the words just a little bit, just so make sure you don't.
It's fine.
I'm not worried about David. I'm worried about
It's not. It's not. I'm not responsible for how you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wait, so do you guys have trouble getting coffee from South America?
He's laying facts down.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, I could see why. Yeah.
If you buy that dark roast, no dark is still your television. That's on you.
Typically, well, to answer the question seriously, Cozy, we don't typically have issues getting the coffee. It's the big bags of white powder they keep jamming in the middle of the containers that pulls it up at customs.
Watch out for that. That's the best.
Well, if some of that if some of that white
Makes
powder
for
makes it
shit
into
bad.
coffee, that makes the coffee even better, doesn't it?
It makes it really expensive too.
Exactly.
Makes it
That's the best
insane.
kind. Though,
More expensive than the poop coffee?
It's just like Willy Wonka said, candy is dandy, but liquor's quicker.
Liquor's quicker.
And powders.
Ugh.
There you go.
Yeah,
Ba-dum-bum.
that's the coffee you grind up and snort, right? It's good.
You don't have to snort it.
Well, we got him. We got
In
Mr.
Colombia?
Faulkner.
Yes, you do.
We got Mr. Faulkner in for a protracted amount of time, as well as Mr. Loke. So let's
we
go
wanna
ahead and
stop
go to the main
fucking around
topic.
now? Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the main topic. One of our main topic is the Sony and Bungie shakeups. So this hit like a megaton this week. Sony came out and has laid off some key people. Connie Booth is one of them. She was responsible for all of the major games that most people attribute to Sony, and she got her walking papers. And so did some other developers from all of their studios. Insomniac lost a few. Naughty Dog lost several.
Insomniac.
Yeah, Insomniac lost a few. Naughty Dog lost several. Sucker Punch lost a few as well. I don't know about Santa Monica. I've heard Santa Monica lost some people. I don't know exactly. So yeah, some people, of course, Twitter, of course, being the normal shit show that it is, of course, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Sony's coming to an end.
The walls are closing in.
Please stop it." And then,
I mean, they're saying the same thing about Microsoft, supposedly.
Well, and they're saying the same thing about Bungie as well, too. So, but we're
Not
gonna get into
everybody.
Bungie's. Yeah.
Every time someone leaves, it's always the end of that studio. And it's like, do you even know what that person did, that studio? And they're like, no. It's like, then shut the fuck up. You have no idea what that
That's
person did.
because
What's really weird about this one, though, all the shit going on at Sony is somehow Microsoft's fault. Seriously.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's like, how does that work?
It is their fault.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's the Series S fault, to be specific.
Series S. If the Series S didn't exist, none of this would happen.
Right. It's all the
Okay,
same
is that how that works?
Yeah.
Is that how that-
Yep.
Well, was it Tom Henderson who first tweeted this? He actually came out and said one of the main reasons is because possibly because of the shift Sony is making from the Jim Ryan era to the new era, whatever that's going to be. And they said that they had a focus on making 10 live service games or games as a service, and that has been internally sort of panned or changed. And
not working out.
Yeah,
Right.
not as planned.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
So these devs didn't want to make live service games. They're like, we like making single player narrative driven games, and Jim Ryan was like, no, we're gonna make live service games. They're like, fuck, we're out. And then now Jim's out, and they're like, yeah, no, fuck it, we're not gonna do fucking bajillion live service games.
But
And
you're
all
still
you
fine.
assholes were backing
people
them,
have to go
you're
for
out
that.
too.
Yeah.
Supposedly that's the story, right? Is this back and forth of the
Right.
shifts and what the company's gonna do? Who the fuck knows what actually happened? But if all of this ends with the company shifting back towards like the games that they make, like the God of Wars and shit like that, I'm happy. That's
Well,
a
fine.
win for me. I don't give
That's
a fuck
cool
how
and
many
all,
people
but
left.
the fundamental problem remains the same.
Which is
They need
Yeah, what is
live service. They need their own live service.
They need to diversify.
and they can still
Yes,
focus on
thank
making
you,
a
that
live
word.
service game. They just don't need to make 25 of them, however fucking
Well,
many
what
Yeah.
if
they're
it,
gonna make.
the ones so far, the ones they've done, a lot of them have sucked. So
I mean, they kind of have, you could say, games as a service in a way, kind of with Destiny too. They still kind of have that in a way, sort of. They've tried to make it that way, I guess, in some ways, but it's not the same.
well, David. Let me go to
Yeah.
you first on this. Is this doom and gloom for Sony, or are we going to see more layoffs from Sony? What do you think is the litmus on Sony right now, David?
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm just as usual. You ask 10 questions in one sentence, so
No, is it doom and gloom for Sony? And what is actually? What do you? Obviously, you're not going to say it's doom and gloom for Sony. Obviously, everyone's doing this across the tech spectrum. But
yeah, but it's not doom and gloom for Sony, but it's not doom and gloom for the rest of them either. It's look, there's a few different things I would just draw people's attention to away from the Twitter conversations. One thing worth noting is.
I like the Twitter I like the Twitter drama. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
He always does. That's why he always starts his statements with, I've been hearing from unconfirmed forces. So, sources. Yeah.
Go.
One thing to note is it's almost a lot of the stuff that's being discussed is almost exclusive. I say almost exclusively, is effectively exclusively only happening in the US. So there's, without knowing exactly what the cause is, the issues they're dealing with are fundamentally in the US division. So there is something of a restructure happening there. It's pretty clear. And their US studios just aren't performing. Now, and Connie Booth issue first. She was responsible primarily for Sucker Punch, Insomniac, Bend, and Naughty Dog. Now, if you look at the performance of those 4 studios over the last 4 or 5 years, let's go back to 2019, 2020, Naughty Dog's done 2 remakes, and they're both PC ports, and all that they've kicked in so far to those PC ports is a team of about 20 or 30 devs to do an upgrade to the visuals and the gameplay, and that's it. They've got a 3rd one coming. And Factions is going to be not parked, but Factions has been under development for forever. And that was a passion project to keep Neil Druckmann from leaving the studio. So while he went off and did the TV show, they've just had that one burning in the background. But every one of these studios, every one of PlayStation studios in America has at least 2.5 teams. So they've got a main dev team. They got a second dev team, which was all brought on to do some of the live service stuff. And then they've got a sort of part team that looks after the pre-production work for the next games coming through. And when you've got that many people and your output is, Naughty Dog's done bugger all in terms of output to market, other than the 2 cash grabs for the remakes and PC ports. Sucker Punch has done nothing since it did Legends for Ghost of Tsushima. It's buried deep in developing games, and they're trying to do a movie, so they're distracted. It took 8 years for Ben to get Days Gone out to the market, and it's only broke even after 12 months after its PC release. Insomniac's the only one that's really brought stuff to market, but it's done 2 sequels, which are quick turnarounds for the asset reuse, and it's done only sequels, and the 2 Spider-Man games have done okay. So Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2, both of them are commercially successful or going to be successful, but they're upgrades to reused assets. And Rift Apart didn't break even. It was actually a commercial failure. It's not broke. It still hasn't broken even after the PC release, but it gets a free pass because it was let's show off the tech of the PS5. So someone's head has to roll when your biggest expenditure points across some of your biggest studios in your portfolio just aren't performing. Hence, doesn't matter how good Connie Booth was in the past and what she's able to achieve. If she's not performing now and she hasn't got the energy to do it, they make the tough decision and they say, thanks very much, see you later. We'll give somebody else the opportunity to do it. So allegedly, the rumor is that they're going to split those studios she was looking after to be managed by a couple of different people so that there's more focus on getting them up to their performance levels where they should be.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad thing. Well, let's be honest here. In terms of a business, which these things are, that is pretty standard 101 stuff. When senior management has a shake-up, they have a restructure, they get them back up to the level that they want to be at, but also we expect them to be at. Having PlayStation first-party studios taking 7 or 8 years to deliver a game is not good enough for us as a consumer. We expect better, and that they are taking steps to perform better. That's that part. The stuff with Bungie and a few other of the offloading of talent, we'll put it that way, because I don't want to sound like a prick about this. That's common business. When you have a peaks and troughs, you resource up when you've got more work on, and then you resource down when you don't have as much work on. A lot of this the stuff with Bungie comes from the acquisition. Yes, they're allowed to do their own thing, but there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of people that got let go, which are not necessarily being replaced. They're trying to cut costs because they missed their revenue target. So, and they're obviously not able to just suck on the tit of Sony to get more money. So they've been told shave costs will backfill some of the revenue gap, but they're also, the recruitment people that have left and the community management people that have left and a lot of the marketing and all those sort of non-core dev development roles that are gone will be backfilled by either contractors being brought in on a reduced scale, or they'll be backfilled by someone at XDev or someone further up the chain in the more group-orientated support roles. Not forgetting that 5 years ago, PlayStation itself had the European division, the Asian division, and the American division, and then they've all been brought together with the Jim Ryan-led consolidation global effort, and they've just been cutting out redundant roles effectively from these regions because there's either the work's not there or the budget's not there to support the role. Again, this is not uncommon in business. This happens more often than you know. It happens particularly across manufacturing and construction a lot. And it's actually the gaming industry has a lot of parallels with the construction industry in how project management and large projects, small projects, budgets and all that sort of stuff work and can be viewed, I guess, from a business perspective. And that's more in line with the construction industry than the movie and entertainment industry in that respect. So, it's not. Look, the first one to say I'm not a fan of offloading people. I believe in my professional day-to-day and my core beliefs as a senior manager, executive leader, is that people are your biggest asset. You invest in them and they will give back time and time again. You have a great relationship with your staff and your employees, and they will carry your business through the hard times. You shouldn't be, pulling out the razor and cutting people out because you lose a lot of talent. You also lose a lot of knowledge, and you lose a lot of motivation within the remaining teams. Bungie will probably drop 30-40% productivity for up to 12 months just from this one event. And that's not what they need. When management came out and said, during the week, oh, we heard that, their last expansion or our last DLC was not received well. We heard what you're saying. We're making steps to be better and better and exceed your expectations. Well, good luck doing that in this time frame when you just killed off over a third of your productivity. It's always difficult.
It also has a chilling effect on drawing new talent too. That'll make everybody kind of think twice. Like, oh, geez, I'd love to work for them, but if they're going to slit people's throats, then I don't want to work for them. Yeah, so that's a rough one.
Absolutely. So I spoke about it on Brap's show. This is just a quick tangent here. In a role years ago, I was involved in an offloading of people from a business. And it wasn't fun. It never is. It always weighs heavy on my mind because you're affecting somebody's livelihood, right? But the decision was taken, and by further up the chain, and I was one of the two people who had to action it. That was part of my job, is to make these things happen. So what we did was the decision was made, we're going to outsource this particular job, and we're going to, I think we cut 10 or 12 people were basically going to get given their marching orders. The severance packages were all right. They weren't anything flash, but they weren't like, here's your no notice, go away. So what we did was, when we wrote up the contract and the agreement with the supplier that we were going to use, or the consultant we're going to use to do the contracting work, we said, you must give first right of refusal to the employees we are going to let go. Here's their names and numbers. You must talk to them and offer them a job. And what had happened was, we were so the company I was working for was effectively offloading the risk offloading the like benefit costs and all that sort of stuff, because they had an issue with the balance sheet. They were in a bit of spot of bother, and this was how they were going to achieve some cost reduction and tidy things up. And I think 10 out of 12 accepted the roles, took a severance package of tens of thousands of dollars on the Friday, and showed up on the Monday with a different badge on their shirt straight back into the job that they were doing. Mm-hmm. And the two that didn't take it, one of them retired and the other one had a tantrum and went away, which is fair enough. People are entitled to react how they want to react. And the biggest impact they had was, because again, in Australia, your healthcare is pretty good, and insurances and everything else. The biggest impact they had was that they were working for a new company, and they were starting from scratch again with their long service leave and their sick leave and all that other stuff. So that was an impact, a big impact to the team, because now you got people not wearing the same shirts and people with slightly different rules around their employment arrangements and that. The pay rates were, I wouldn't say they're exactly the same. They're a little bit different. Those that were contractors were actually getting a higher pay rate because of the casual loading and all that other stuff than the employees that stayed. But we were able to work through that in a manner that meant the organisation didn't lose the knowledge, and didn't lose the productivity. It didn't lose the team that was there. Yes, it was a bit different, but we were able to maintain it going forward. And it made a big difference, because I've been involved in other ones where senior management just go, these people are going, and they just start putting lines through names, and then the motivation and just disintegrates, and no one wants to work.
So what you're pretty much saying is that this is just par for the course, because just like when a new president comes in, he sort of wipes out the old cabinet and puts in people that he feels or she feels they can work with. And basically this is it. But what I want to bring up is you're talking about Bungie, and so we can sort of pivot into that. Bungie is an interesting situation, because Bungie overestimated their income stream. Their income stream, according to Paul Tassi, I don't know how
Paul
to pronounce it. Tassi, yeah. They are 45% down year over year.
So I believe the thing is, like, they had projected figures of 45, or they missed their target by 45%.
Yeah, they missed their revenue estimations by 45%.
That's a lot. That's not nickel and dime.
Well,
That's a lot.
Well, look, it is a lot when you look at it as a whole, but if there's been other instances where not just games, but other companies have missed revenue projections by 30%, and it's just a shrug and yeah, okay, cool, we got that one a little bit wrong, and off we go. It's more telling
I guess
a 40.
How far away the projection was. Like if the projection's like an astronomical number and they miss it, like that is a small number and they miss it. That's not.
It's 45%. Though. It's not a small.
Well, that's exactly.
The percentage doesn't change.
Yeah,
the top number.
That's right.
45%.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was just about to say. It's not the percentage that's the issue. It's the actual. No, you're right. I'm glad you saw where I was going. It's the actual number, and I talk about this a lot. Percentages don't mean diddly squat unless you know what the number is. Are we talking 5% of a giant number, or are we talking 5% of a minuscule number? Because it'll make a big difference. And it's clearly it was not a big number, because if you missed it by 45% and you cut 100 people out,
and they have 1,200 on staff or something.
Yeah, they had 1,200 on staff. So if you chopped 100 out, you've taken 8% of your workforce out. Then those roles that they said that they've cut, they're not cheap. They're roles that would average about 100 to 120,000 a year, plus additional on costs. So they've wiped out $1 million plus in labor.
But wasn't some of the people that were axed, one was like the music producer of Destiny, one was like the logo designer of Destiny, and all that other jazz?
It sounds like, and I'm just speaking more secondhand now, I've understood from other people speaking about this, it's people that aren't integral to getting the final product across the finish line, such as the music. It's unfortunate the music composer was left, because not to go into the tangent, but just how much he's contributed to the game, but his work is already done, so now it's just the final finishing touches on the whole process. So
it's people that you want to keep, people that are going to continue to work on the product. You've got a game that they're adding things to, and you could say if they're adding a whole new amount of content that you'd keep a music producer in. But if they're not doing anything for a while and they've got nothing left, I mean, with what's going on with Destiny 2 right now, it's basically the last stage of what they were planning to do. And then from this point on, it's going to have to be a new game. So they're kind of like in a limbo between things. So I could see them letting them go.
And with
Destiny, and I have mixed feelings about stuff like that too, because like you never want to hear something about like a beloved producer or director or a composer leaving a franchise they've been a part of for so long. That sucks, but at the same time, we don't know what the new person may bring. The new person may fucking come in and be like the fucking John Williams of video game music. We don't know. So it's this weird place where it is kind of shitty news, but who knows what the new people will bring? If that injection of new blood will make it a better product overall, whatever the next thing is, or worse.
And a lot of them have been in business and for a while. They know that once this part of the job is done, I may be looking for another job. I gotta go. Like
companies are companies. They make decisions all the time. It's all based on a lot of different factors and variables, and they can make these decisions based on just directions that are changing and relationships that change. That just happens. That's normal. So that it happens, it can be frustrating, but like you're saying, there are a lot of things that we don't see in the back end. Decisions being made, could even be decisions by those people themselves deciding not to continue the partnership or working and deciding to go somewhere else. There's all kind of things that can happen. So.
Oh, absolutely. And it comes down to the individual as well. I mean, there might be part of the restructure, and I've been in companies that have done this, where they go, we had a massive miss on our revenue projection. We're going to do a salary cut across the board. We just can't afford to pay everyone what we were paying because the market's not there to support it. And you can either accept the pay cut, or you can find somewhere else to go, and here's your severance package now. And it can come down to, they missed so big, there was obviously an issue with how they thought it was going to go. I mean, the Witch Queen was going to be, it was
Lightfall. So Witch Queen was one of their highest rewarding DLCs, and it was the Lightfall that they last put out this year that missed the target because it just did not hit. Like someone who's been with the franchise for so long, it just did not hit.
Well,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you look at if their projection was based off one of their best performing DLCs, and they wheeled out what they did, and they knew it wasn't going to be as good, then somebody who's done the projections needs to have their ass kicked, because there's no way you would try and grow on your best one. You'd be looking at your medium average. But again, look at some of the people that have exited. Some people in the data analytics and finance have been shown the door. So hopefully they don't get it wrong next time. But geez, that was
This brings up an interesting situation. And I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about people. I mean, Bungie might be in a situation that might be kind of critical because they delayed their last expansion for Destiny 2. Their next game on the palette is Marathon.
Got delayed.
And from early previews, they've been kind of people who've been playing it were like, it's okay, it's good. It was
mixed. But it was mixed.
And they're like, well, and that's been even further pushed out till 2025, 2026. So they like, okay, so now you're going to be basically you have all your eggs in one basket in Destiny 2, and you're relying on this next expansion to bring you back to form. And if that doesn't hit, then your next thing is Marathon, and heaven forbid if Marathon doesn't do what Destiny did or Destiny 2 did, then you're now looking at a really critical situation for Bungie. So yeah, what do y'all think about that?
It's unfortunate.
I would make the comment that if they don't have a safety net, then and the high pressure is on, they're more likely to get a hit than a miss.
Oh yeah,
because they just can't afford to fuck it up.
Yeah,
and if they do relax and think that they've got a safety net, and they do stuff it up, then we're going to suffer for it as consumers, but they're also going to suffer for it with the new overarching. Yeah, their image is going to suffer, but their new overlords are going to come in and just start cutting because, again, Bungie in particular are not used to having a Japanese parent company, and those guys are ruthless. They'll just start hacking stuff out and just go line through that. We're not doing it, and that's all there is to it. There's no argument.
Maybe they should have just made Destiny 3 or 4.
Well,
I was about to say that. I think the problem is with this live service formula. You think about it, Destiny 2 came out 6 years ago. And they've just been kind of releasing, more content for this game over time, but it's essentially at its core the same fucking game. You keep adding rooms onto a house, and you're like, look at all these new rooms added. It's like, yeah, but the house is still the same house. It's not the same as having a brand new house.
And it's also just the fact of how they just went about doing Lightfall and understanding that you just can't, as you said, David, you can't bet on Witch Queen and then know that the quality of Lightfall is just not as equal to Witch Queen and pump it out and expecting the same results, because I don't want to go into a whole tangent of how bad Lightfall was, but it was very disappointing for someone who's been with the franchise for damn near 10 years now. And the way they handle it and pushed it out, I'm just like, it should be surprising how a lot of people have just dropped, because aside from, as you were saying, Supa, how the game's been this old, the foundation has been the same for so long. A lot of people were hanging around to see how the story concluded, how things played out. And what we got with Lightfall, like it was embarrassing.
You got cheated.
It was just so horrible.
Well, you got cheated out of your hard-earned money.
It's not. It's the time that people committed to the franchise and the monies. But yeah.
There's this. Sorry, I'll just jump in because I'm cognizant of time. The other thing that was brought up was Jim Ryan retiring the live service game issues and all the rest of that commentary. PlayStation's already told us what I think it's like 7 out of the 10 that they were going to build. We already know what they are, and if they got 2 out of 10 to stick, the way that they were talking in their forecast and mid-range plan, if they got 2 out of 10 to stick and do the distance of 5 or 6 years as a service game, that was a win for them. So I don't think this commentary around they're going to can it and pivot and move away from it is accurate, because it's not flagging that way. Why would you cancel games that have already been announced that have got release dates? That's just stupid. You've spent the money, send them out the door. There'll be some that have been delayed to try and get the quality up there, but they also need to be mindful that they didn't take teams away from doing core, first-person games or their core games. They didn't take teams away from that to build live service. They brought more people on to do the live service. So if there is a pivot away from it after those games are delivered, it may be that, I'll use it as an example. When Fair Games releases from Haven, right? That thing comes out, it does really well. The support that will be continued into that game for the next 4 or 5, 6 years, however long they get it to run, it won't be that whole team doing the support work for it. So they'll be the secondary team will be working on something else. And it may be a completely different game, or it may be that they downshift to something in terms of we're going to make another version of this for PC, or we're going to do something for mobile. There's plenty of options there. But conversely, if you look at Naughty Dog, when they get factions out the door, that team, there'll be some will support that game if it does well to continue on. But the rest of them will get shifted over to whatever the next game coming out of the 0.5 team in pre-development is. Is it Last of Us 3? Is it another Uncharted? Is it something completely new? Who knows? But it's not like by canning it, it's the end of those studios, because they've upstaffed to do this work. And all of them that have been upstaffed to do the work are achieving those goals. We already know what, as I said, we know what 7 or 8 of them are. And there's a few live service games that are coming from second parties as well, second party deals, third parties building it that Sony owns the IP for. So yeah, you got Helldivers, and
It's gonna be good.
Foam Stars. Foam Stars is another one from Square Enix.
Sorry.
You laugh, but people that play this, they've actually.
I know. It's just I can't get over how it looks and stuff. I have no interest in shooting.
It's hilarious.
I don't want to play with bubbles.
It's hilarious, but that's the sort of stuff. I mean,
pillows, like.
Yeah, but that's the breadth of it. You look at Helldivers will appeal to a certain demographic of gamer.
Yeah.
Foam Stars will appeal to something else. Factions will be something different. Fair Game and Marathon will be something different. Yep. And then you've got all these other ones. The big gap that PlayStation has at the moment, though, who and or what studios are supporting the next tranche of games to come through for the Evo stuff post this year coming? We've got Mortal Kombat 1 and a third-party game. They've got Tekken 8 third-party game. They've got Street Fighter 6 third-party game. And they've got a couple of other, I think it's DNF Duel and I can't remember, was it Blaze Blue something or other. So they've got all these fighting games that are starting to, there's some new ones. But there's not, the 3 new ones coming aren't going to backfill the catalogue that's getting really old. So, and again, fighting games can quite easily be made into a live service game. They're the sort of things that we're yet to find out about, is what are they using outside of the genre and the battle royale genre. What are they doing? Any real-time strategies? Or are they doing like, League of Legends style, or are they doing anything in the fighting arena, or are they doing something more in the sport arena? They're cranking up the amount of people they've got at San Diego studio. They've got nearly twice as many people as they need to make Major League or MLB the show. What is it that the second team's working on over there? They're not. It's not doom and gloom in the grand scheme of things for the live service. And this whole commentary around they're pivoting away and they're cancelling it, they're getting out of it. Well, they're not, because if they're not committing to the second tranche because they don't see the value there, well then that's fine. That's a pivot in their planning. That's not getting out of what they've already done. And yeah, Jim, you shouldn't say Jim's issue. It ultimately his responsibility, but it's not just him. He's not running the show on his own. He's got an entire team of management around him, underneath him, and a board that has to approve this stuff. So there's tens and tens of people involved in thousands of hours of analytics that say this is a strategy that we think will work, and they funded an expansion to do it. They haven't redirected away from their core to do it, which I think is the guy should be given some credit for that. That's a lot of money to bet on something that may or may not work.
But how much also
I,
is
I
it
think this
that
is more of a conversation than it would normally be if they had given us a roadmap. I think the lack of a roadmap and seeing what all their first party studios are working on. Like if we had a roadmap, and it's like, oh, here's all the games that we're used to seeing, and then here's all the other shit they're going to do too. I don't think it'd be as much of an issue.
Yeah.
But PlayStation doesn't seem to be
I think
because they're still projecting to sell 25 million consoles this year. So they're like, yeah, we're still going to do our thing. Like they don't feel like it's an issue.
No, the main thing with the roadmap issue is I think the change in senior management might find a shift in that strategy. You'll note that after the 3-week delay for The Last of Us 2 and that thing leaked and all the rest of it, the big disaster that was for them, PlayStation is effectively stopped announcing release dates until they are dead set certain that they can't miss that date. And we don't get anything more than 4 to 6 months out usually. Even with Spider-Man,
at this point, we're not even asking for release dates. We're just asking for like, what's it called, man? Just the name. Yeah. Give me a name of something, goddamn.
Yeah,
something.
Oh, this is how. Yeah, I agree, and this is how fickle gamers are en masse. I'm not saying anyone in this call, but this is just how fickle gamers are en masse. They had a state of play, if you want to even call it that. I wouldn't call it state of play. It was more like here's a heap of 30-second YouTube videos that we could have done differently. Here's a state of play, and they announced Marathon, and they announced Fair Games, and they announced a couple of others, right? Mostly CGI trailers. And they got pummeled left, right, and center for how dare they show us CGI trailers. We want gameplay. Like, they're announcing games that are 18 months, 2 years away. They've told you their name. They've told you what they are, and you're still not happy for them. Like, no one's going to be happy.
Well,
and if that's the case, then they're never going to change it.
Those are third-party games, though. I think, at least for me, I want to know what is your first party. What is Naughty Dog's next thing? What's Santa Monica like? We know you have multiple teams working on multiple projects. Tell us what because I don't give a shit what third party is going to give us. We're going to get that. Like, what is your first party cooking? That's what I want to know. And like it's been how many years now since we've really gotten any information about what first party's working on? It's pretty much Spider-Man, Wolverine. And it's like, what else? Well, Wolverine. All right, what else? Wolverine. Like, that's it. What else, bro?
We got actors that have been mentioned in Sucker Punch, and yeah.
And that's the thing. It is
tease at this point for me. It would be like, oh shit! Like we know Ghost 2 is being worked on, even if it's not officially announced. It's like that's a no-brainer, but it's still nice to know that the no-brainer is actually happening.
Yeah, and that's the issue that, as I said, with change in management, senior management might bring about a change in that policy or the strategy of, we won't tell you until we're ready to show you something that's got gameplay because you screamed that you don't want to see CGI, you just want to see gameplay. So, and yes, we need to know what's coming out of their first party. They've got freaking 20 plus studios in now. We know what the next games are officially for 6 studios. But we don't know diddly squat about what's coming out of Firesprite, and they got 5 on the go at the moment. We don't know what's coming out of London studios. It's been working on something for the last 3.5 years. They revived the Soho engine to do God knows what, but that thing will be an absolute beast if they get the upgrades done. We know Ben's working on something, but we don't know what's called. I think I'm not arguing against you. I reckon it's a very fair criticism to say, we want to know. We don't have to show us anything. Just tell us. Tell us what it is, and that's all we want to know. Just tell us what it is.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, all of this stuff really started because of the downturn that the projections had and everything like that, right? And I know what you said. I know this whole thing really sort of came into light because of the big downturn that Bungie had. They had a projection of 45% higher, and they didn't. And I know you said that it's more important that how much actual physical dollars that they've lost. But my question is, how much of that downturn is because we've just had an exceptional year in gaming. There's just
Well, I was going to
more
speak to
out
that. Can
there.
I speak to that real quick? I
Yes.
think people are forgetting, and maybe even the guys who made these assumptions forgot that we were coming out of a pandemic,
Right.
and anybody who pays attention knows that all of a sudden gaming is going to drop off. The attachment is going to drop off because all of a sudden people are able to leave their house again, go back to work again. You know,
They gotta go
one
to
of the
work.
one of the reasons attachment rate was so high on Witch Queen was because it came out right at the end of the pandemic.
Right.
There's
So
also
by the
so
time
many
Lightfall
more
fell,
options for someone looking for a free play online shooter. There's so many more options available now than were when the first couple of expansions came out for Destiny. So players may have migrated to something else or found something they like better.
As you were
Like
saying, how
the
many
slice
times
of
do
pie
you-
isn't as big anymore.
Yeah.
Well, as you were saying, how many times can you keep adding new rooms to the house until the person says, you know what, I want to go look at another house. I don't want to keep being in the same old house anymore.
Right. I mean, you're going to a game where their main menus are the same. The systems are the same. Like everything fundamentally is the same. They added the new shit here.
Right, but to be fair, they have been able to tell some great stories in those add-ons. They have been able to.
Really?
The seasonal content may be hit or miss,
Yeah.
but the Lightfall DLC was shit. Okay.
Well, yeah, the Lightfall DLC was crap, but
Oh
But
yeah,
with-
Lightfall DLC.
But the final
With the
shade's coming.
Lightfall DLC, obviously they didn't change how the gameplay, the gunplay, or anything like that because it's consistent, I imagine. So it's either the story was shit or the stuff they gave you was shit. So
it was
it's
both.
quite
We got
both. New enemy types, some new weapons.
There is
and
in
just
Lightfall.
extra special.
I don't even want to go into details, but just to put it this way, like one of the biggest bads that the community has been wondering finally came to meet us, and they were in the background for the whole story. And I was just, it's like Thanos popping up and then just be like, all right, I'm out. I was like, okay.
So I would pitch it to you this way then. What is something that PlayStation Productions is really good at doing?
Oversure, never driven. No, I'm done. It's story.
Yeah.
Story. So if there was a chance of
Babysitter Simulator.
if there was a chance of fixing a problem, you'd say that they've got at their disposal, should they choose to use it, a solution. The question is Bungie smart enough to make use of that, or are they just going to try and fix it themselves and fuck it up again? And that's probably a question worth asking.
Well, it probably plays the other way as well. Like, not every game sort of lends itself, or not every developer also lends themselves to being a good multiplayer developer. I mean, if you look at, for example, BioWare, infamously, right? Very good single player games. They made Anthem tanked, and of course, history is rife with all of these types of games, like Remedy. I know Avalanche Studio. They made Redfall, and not
Arcane.
Studio. But
I was like,
before
hold
that, Arcane Studios, all the 80s. But their games before that were like Dishonored and Prey, and they were single player. Yeah. So just because a developer is good at single player doesn't mean he's going to be good at multiplayer. And then on top of that,
I don't know if this is necessarily true. I think it's more with the type of game they're making. Because I mean, obviously, if they're talented developers, if they were trying to gear themselves towards something more multiplayer focused, they could probably do it fine. I think it's if they're making a game or a format that already is not good at being something that's multiplayer and trying to kind of figure out a way to morph it into multiplayer. That's where you're going to come up.
Well, yeah, because that's where Fallout had an issue. Fallout 76, when it launched, was absolute shit because and a lot of that does I know from somebody who works there or used to work there, falls on Todd because Todd wouldn't listen to other people. Todd, it was his way or the highway, and they had no NPCs, they had nothing to drive the story. It was just let's make Fallout multiplayer and pray. You
remember? Do you remember back in the PS360? Because Xbox was so good at multiplayer that nearly every PlayStation game was coming out with this half-baked, packed on multiplayer rubbish.
Hey.
Some of those are
man.
good. Some of those are good.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2. No, Uncharted 2 was peak. Uncharted Resistance, yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? Uncharted 2 was good? What did you say?
Yes, Uncharted 2 had a beautiful multiplayer.
Uncharted 2's multiplayer wasn't bad. And then you got Factions in The Last of Us. They were all great. Nobody played them, but they were great.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
great.
Bastion was awesome.
And then there's Mag. I
And
didn't play
Mass
Mag.
Effect?
They weren't the selling point. They were not the selling point of those games, though, right? Like the PlayStation
Yeah.
games are always like you come here
But
for the single player and you get some multiplayer. Where on the Xbox side, it was the inverse. It's like you come here for the multiplayer, but there's also a campaign attached.
if you
Mhm.
can build a good tacked on multiplayer, maybe
Yeah,
that's
I
the
would-
starting point, and then
Yeah.
slowly build something from that.
Yeah, I would look at Ghost of Tsushima and how they made an amazing single player. And then it's like, here's a multiplayer. People are like, bro, this is actually a solid, good multiplayer.
Mm.
And you still have a good single player experience. But
That
I
wasn't
don't.
bad.
Yeah, that's why when they pivot to so many, we're only making games as a service. Like, you don't have to dedicate a multiplayer game. You can have, as we said, Uncharted Kills and Resistance have multiplayer alongside a single player, but they see the projections or they see how things like Destiny was doing and all these other live service games that not even including a single player portion is not necessary. So,
Well, there's some information that came out this month, and I'll probably wrap up my commentary on this one. EA released its earnings report for the quarter. They did 1.9 billion in revenue. 1.3 of that 1.9 came from live service. So, and
But
EA
is-
aren't.
But EA
But I
is
mean-
mostly live service, though.
EA is mostly, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If you've got a chunk, if you've got games that are able to be continued on, whether they're annual releases or they're annual updates or they're just full of microtransactions, whatever it is, it's the issue is it shows that it is viable, is what I'm getting at. It's not like live service games are dead and buried, and they don't all have to be multiplayer. It's easier to
Sims.
make it's if you can get something that works that you can nickel and dime people on for what they want to buy, then you're giving them the freedom of choice, and that's fine. If you're just doing random loot boxes that cost you $5 and you get nothing out of it because they're just full of churn and shovelware, that's a different story.
Mhm.
But they do have the capacity to take a really, really good game that they're good at building and add that live service component to it if they do it properly. What I would rather they don't do is try and build these big annual release, annual update games and fail miserably at doing it, because it will pretty much kill off the chances of them actually doing any more.
Well, I mean, live service in and of itself is a gamble. It's like a crapshoot, right? Like you're going to invest all this money
it's a
with a
huge
hope.
gamble.
Yeah,
Right.
because the market is flooded right now. So
So
you,
that-
so
yeah.
they can't all expect to survive. You know,
you can't half-ass it either. You can't put we'll fix it later because people are just going to find something else. Like, look what happened with Halo, and people are coming back to Halo, but a lot of people say, all right, we're going to go play something else, and
Yep.
a lot of people don't come back.
Well,
First impressions
that's
are
part of the
fantastic.
strategy. That's part of the strategy PlayStation is hoping to grab, is the fatigue that's coming out, that they might grab. They don't need them all, but they grab a percentage of players from COD aren't happy with it, and they might shift over to doing something else, or they might jump on with, Apex players might jump on Fair Game or Marathon or whatever it is when it comes out. They don't need all of them. They just have some of them attached, and they attach for a few years. Then that's a success. It doesn't have to be the number one game, but again, it's far more cheaper for PlayStation to have just invested via a partnership to get someone else to build it than try and do it themselves. So they've obviously got something that they're trying to achieve with it. It's just whether it will pay out or not, because it is a big gamble.
Well, I got a question for you, David. How much of this is also Sony's overestimation of Bungie's abilities, in the sense that when they first signed the deal with Bungie, it was a really interesting contract. It was akin, it was not unique, it was not like their normal contracts with their other developers. Bungie was given free reign to publish on whatever platform they wanted, whatever game they wanted was going to be multi-plat. And I remember when they first signed the deal and we looked at it, we're like, wow, this is very atypical. PlayStation's allowing them to put their games anywhere. Now, it came to light that Bungie was going to be basically their expert in multiplayer, and what they were going to do was they were going to go to all of the other established Sony developers and basically use their multiplayer expertise and pixel dust and sprinkle it over, not Call of Duty, but sprinkle it over Last of Us, and all of a sudden, you get factions. Sprinkle it over Horizon Forbidden West, you get some other game or whatever. So how much was this? Is like, okay, Sony taking a about face and saying, okay, well, wait a minute, maybe we misinterpreted this.
I would be less inclined to take that line of thought over. My perspective would be Sony signed a deal and they're going to hold Bungie to it, and Bungie are going to execute on what they need to do. Because if they weren't confident with it, they'd have cut them loose already and just said, we're not going to give you the extra money, we're going to pay you. Because, look at the situation of it. If Sony wanted to drop $1 billion worth of cost or get rid of $2 billion worth of cost, they could have just said, no, you didn't perform, we're going to terminate the agreement, because they've got all those tranches for keeping the talent on deck. And they could have just said, we're just going to key in the deal and then we'll offer roles to the key people we want to keep. So they've invested in this arrangement to get something out of it. And given the circumstances at the moment and with, who has been laid off and the commentary around what the go forward is, it seems that Sony and PlayStation are actually getting out of it what they want in terms of technology, information, and experience and expertise in certain parts of live service games and let's be honest, PlayStation aren't great at first-person shooters, and ever since Guerrilla and Insomniac stopped making them, they've never really had a focus or anyone that's left there now that can build them. So there's some other inbuilt or hidden benefits of maintaining this. But again, it's less around we're not getting what we want, ergo we're going to change tact, because the changing tact would be to just can the deal and save the money. It'll be more of a, you signed on to this, you will execute on what you said you were going to do, Bungie.
So one thing I'm thinking about is with these live service games, are these going to be free to play or paid?
Both.
Because the free to play, because when you look at the paid ones and you look at their PS Plus numbers, they'd have to. I feel like they'd have to get more people on board.
Well, it depends on what's considered a success or a failure for the game. If it's free to play, then there's no point putting it in PS Plus. So, but if it is paid, then you don't want to have a Destruction All-Stars situation again. So you got to be mindful about what your target audience is and a few other things. But it'll come down to, are they first-person shooters? Are they third-person shooters? Are they real-time strategy? Are they going to be sports? Maybe it's fighting games. It comes down to what are they prepared to pay versus up front to play it, and then we do seasonal updates versus do we give it away for free and then charge them for everything?
Right.
So,
and if you're charging them for everything, you've got to keep new and interesting content rolling out all the time.
Yeah. Well, look at what just happened with Fortnite.
Yeah.
Have you seen what they've done? They've wheeled out a heap of OG stuff.
It's so
Yeah.
fun.
That
Time is a circle.
Piece of shit.
Fortnite.
Fucking spreading its
I
fucking
don't
little
want
fingertips all over the goddamn industry.
No.
But
Why
it's
do people
it's a
hate
cheap.
Fortnite so much?
I don't hate it.
But-
I've never even played it.
Yeah,
But
I
it's a
just-
cheap.
Fortnite's
An easy
been
solution.
heavily
Yeah.
influential on the industry in ways that I think are negative.
Well,
I could say
But
that
it's a-
about most people's favorite
Well, I know.
game.
I want to learn why. Like, why do you feel that way?
It's cool to hate on Fortnite.
I don't know if he
It
wants to
is.
know why he feels like he's a dick.
Well, and here's
No,
another
wait,
thing
but
It even has fishing. I can't hate Fortnite.
I'm just teasing.
yeah,
this
and you
woman,
and when you go fishing, you get legendary weapons. You get.
I
heals,
refuse to
health.
download it because then, like, I feel like I'm just gonna get killed when I'm trying to fish. But that's
why don't you
Fortnite
ladies
hasn't-
just?
hasn't-
Why don't you just?
And
Hasn't
Fortnite
been
and
technically
Fortnite is
wrong.
sweaty.
The problem
Because
is
every
Fortnite
game has
became
that
so
fishing.
successful, made so much money that all these other studios are trying to be the next Fortnite. Instead of making good games where they're like, we're going to make a good game and it's going to sell lots of copies and make us money. They're like, hey, we're going to make a game. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. Find a way to monetize it, and that's going to make us the money. And then they
dude, I know.
That's not their fault.
2 years ago, and every
That's
shot
not
was
their
on.
fault.
Wait,
They
2
made
years
a
ago, and
game
every
and it
shot
was
was on.
successful.
All right, 2 years ago, every shot was on.
And every game. Wrong with what it did.
Yeah, every game that was announced 2 years ago was like battle royale. And I was like, okay, this shit has got to stop.
Yeah, because battle royales are fun. I appreciate
we got
this shit.
a Fallout 76 battle royale, Battlefield was doing battle royale, Call of Duty put one out.
It was everything was getting a battle royale.
But
Good.
Battle royales are fun.
They were more about how to monetize the game and make extra money on the game before making a good game. It's like making a good game.
Dumbasses like me fall and buy it.
But you know, one thing
cool.
about
so Fortnite didn't do anything wrong. They were just too successful too fast, and everyone else is trying to mimic it.
So that's not their fault. They made a game that was successful. Everybody's trying to copy them. They're gonna fail.
Their fault.
But the industry does that. The industry does a lot of follow along.
Yeah. It's always monkey see, monkey do for
but
sure.
one thing about
it's one of those instances where the monkey do almost never pans out, and we just get flooded with a bunch of these.
You see it in TVs and movies too. You see it in TVs and movies too all the time.
All I know
one out
is
of 10. 1 out of 10 is good.
all I know is Fortnite is the shit, and I don't care what anybody says.
Well, you know,
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying fuck that game. It's not a bad game, but fuck that game.
But to our point, whether it's Fortnite or Apex or Warzone, it's one of those games that you can always pick up and play immediately without knowing anything. The problem with Destiny 2 is that, like, if you are a new player wanting to get into Destiny 2, how?
Oh, it's not
It
that
is intimidating.
bad.
It's intimidating.
You know, you got to do your raids, you got to do your weekly challenges, you got to do your strikes, your crucibles, your story.
Let me tell you something. Let me say one thing about Fortnite, and that's it. I'll drop it. Yeah, they have so many microtransactions and people want to spend money and everything, whatever, right? But they also have a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
They give a lot of free stuff. You don't have to.
When they make $11 billion a month, they can afford to give you some new outfits. They made $11 billion.
Yeah, like you don't need to buy the battle pass to end up getting a lot. Like you'll get the full battle pass. You'll get the full battle pass, and then if you get the like membership thing, then they'll give you even extra stuff that you can get. Yeah.
Well,
if we're doing a comparison to Fortnite,
all the little things though are gateway drugs to the battle pass. It's little things,
I'll put it this way.
And also, then if you have the money, buy it. It's gonna be fun.
One of the good things about
crazy
Fortnite
skins.
is
Nobody can fuck with me.
You don't have to buy anything to enjoy it. Whereas Destiny has a convoluted, it has an air quote free system, but it's not really. Like to do a lot of stuff or a fair amount of stuff, you have to pay for the DLC. And even a lot of people are saying, okay, you look at like the Steam page of what you can buy, the pricing structure is just all over the place. So not only do you have the Eververse, which is their microtransaction, you also have the issue of all these DLCs I have to buy. You can't access this exotic because you don't have the DLC. You need that for the subclass. This is messy on not just how you board the game, but also how you play more.
I don't care about it is when it comes to doing some of those raids, you can't search for players. You have to come in already. With
So LFG is
people
coming in later, but at the moment now, like that is an issue for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's and then all the best loot is inside of the raids and shit. So if you don't have a team, if you're an adult, like your friends have kids and wives and families, and you can't get a group together, it's like, well, let me just play with randos. I don't give a shit. Let us take a shot at the raid with randos. Who cares? That's where all the good shit is.
The funny thing is, you say it's filled with the best stuff, but a lot of the issue people are having is like the crafting system. They're like, there's no point in playing the raids because the things you can craft are just as good, if not better. So
No, I'm just getting someone's attention.
We had to respect your time. I apologize. You were saying, sorry.
No, you're right. Sorry, that went completely off on a tangent away from the point I was trying to make. Which
welcome to the show.
Which the original point I was trying to make was in a live service game where you have to make sure content keeps dropping out for the free-to-play stuff, particularly, is you will get this recycle of the nostalgia hit of some of the older stuff. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that is, an example of when they recycle old stuff to try and keep the content drought from occurring.
Right.
Anyway,
Well,
I do need.
Let me real quick for the OG stuff that they just started today. To me, I mean, for people who didn't play at the beginning, who didn't have access to that stuff, some of them may go, "Hey, that's pretty cool,"
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
also that's one of the
Yeah.
it's one of the best Fortnite maps. Like it's like one of the most iconic ones. Like all of the different places where you can drop and everything. The like the
Yeah.
it brings
David,
back
just if I can for a minute, guys. David, do you have to go ahead and head out?
Yeah, I've got about 2 minutes and I've got to head off. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
If you
leave
want any,
us!
if you have any closing words before we go on another tangent, I want to give you the floor.
Man.
You
Yeah,
guys go
sorry.
into tangents when I'm here. It's my fault.
Well, you led the last one, didn't you?
Before you're part of the panel.
We're all quite bent and twisted on a tangent. The closing remark, yeah. So on this whole point around layoffs and industry issues and all the rest of it, two quick things. One, if you exclude the lockdown years, so 20, 21, and 22, and you look at where we are now versus 2019, they're not too far apart. The current year 23 is marginally better than 2019. So you'd say things have normalized to a critical mass, and they'll take off from there. But the other thing that it does need to be kept in mind is a lot of the stuff that's happening with the layoffs are related to the consolidation. The same things happened at Embracer Group. There's the same thing happening with all the other major players where consolidations occur, usually 6 to 12 months later, when things have settled down and they've worked out what's happening with the change ups and plans and arrangements and all that. They start looking for where they can cut costs out, and usually you will find that there'll be redundant positions, non-essential staff positions. They start stripping some teams back to minimum unit capacity and all the rest of it. I say that PlayStation or Sony isn't finished in doing this. There will be more. They won't be massive, but there will be more. And you'll find that once this ABK thing settles down, there will be some big numbers of people being laid off out of that, coming out of that consolidation. There's an entire level of middle management they don't need. And you look at the restructure that Microsoft just did for their gaming division, there's some big names that weren't mentioned in that restructure that should have been promoted. But there's also some key roles that are now going to be overseeing particular items that were previously just left alone. So it would not surprise me if they might drop somewhere between 600 and 2,000 people out of that Activision deal alone. So I would encourage people not to look at it as doom and gloom. It's a resizing across the industry, but it's not just gaming, tech in its entirety, but multiple other industries are going through the same thing, coming out of the slowdown to try and stop the global inflation thing happening. So it's not unusual. It's pretty well common business, but it's still unfortunate for those that are affected. So I don't want anyone to feel badly for what I've said. It is business, but at the same time, for those that have been affected, if anyone of them are listening, sorry that feel sadly for you that you've gone through such a situation, and all the best for landing on your feet, because you are going to land on your feet if you show your prospective employers that you add value to the organization.
Exactly.
Woohoo!
Sir,
I'm probably the only one listening
listening
that every time you say it's not unusual, I want to break into a Tom Jones song. Yeah.
Hey, I watched Mars Attacks.
David, tell us where we can
David.
find you, sir.
Mars
Okay.
Attacks. You think of Mars Attacks when you hear that song? How dare you?
That's well said.
That was a good movie. I like that movie. Anyhow,
Oh.
David, tell us
No,
where we
Mars
can
Attacks
find
is a
you,
great
sir.
movie, but man,
It is.
Prince
It
should be
is.
where your mind goes.
That's the only reason I know who that is.
Oh,
Absolutely.
God.
What about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? That was Carlton's thing, man.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
actually did watch a lot of that.
Yes, David.
We're going on a tangent again.
No, you're right.
Maybe she's too young.
You can find me on Twitter at Forky87. And
Fork
yeah, if you got any questions,
Daddy?
queries, or comment, or where?
Did you say Fork Daddy?
No, Forky.
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 Oh
Forky.
my gosh.
Faulky, Faulkie.
Thank you.
That's the one. Yeah, Forky87 on Twitter. If you got any questions, queries, or comments, always happy to have a chat.
Right on.
All right, great. Thank you,
Wait,
sir.
why are you
Excellent.
guys throwing
Again,
up?
Call
thank you
Medina
very
in
much, sir.
1996.
Putting up with their shit.
Spell that
Especially
for me again, you guys.
Faulkie.
Fuck. No.
Excuse me.
Hey, why are you all
All right.
All right.
Thanks for being on with us,
All
Dave.
right.
I really
That's-
appreciate your
Take it.
expertise, man.
No, that's all right. Thanks for the conversation, guys. I've enjoyed it. Keep safe and enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Peace.
Later,
Thanks, man. See ya.
I do have a question for the rest of the
Later.
panel. So this year has been an interesting year for gaming in general because I don't think any year we've had so many good games that came out. So
Not my near
do you-
40 years on this planet. Nope.
no. So here's the thing. So how much of this is basically live service games sort of falling to the wayside? People are playing other games and saying, you know what? There's so many games and all these games require so much time that maybe I need not sit there and spend 300 freaking hours in a one live service game. And let me go ahead and maybe shorten that time and maybe play some other games. So how much do you think live service games are sort of going? No, I'm not going to say they're falling out of popularity. I'm just saying that they're just not as popular or as engaging as people would have thought before.
I think it's just a
Fortnite
lot
is
of
still
these.
making all the monies.
Yeah, like they're
So
not.
as
They're
long
not.
as
They're
all
not.
the monies.
Yeah, they're not dying off. Like you said, like not being dramatic. But like they're not dying off in terms of losing player counts. It's showing that hey, there's more to play aside from live service, and we are having such a steady cadence of Diablo, which is also a multiplayer game, but you have your Alan Wake's, your Legend of Zelda's, your I'm playing it so hard on other popular Baldur's Gate, which is multiplayer, but for the most part D&D,
Well,
top down, spider down. And it's just people are saying, or just we're getting so many games that the live service are still going to be there. Let's hop on what's coming out now and play it. And after they finish Spider-Man, they're going to hop right back into Fortnite. So it's just people know that they got other options to play.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna play. What live service game I'm gonna play? Well, no, I don't play. I guess I like games with a handful of updates. But I don't really play live servicey games.
Games that make you feel like if you're
Like
not
I
here every
State of
day, you miss
Decay.
out.
I play State of Decay. That's like my level of love for live service games. Warframe.
The problem that I have with live service games,
Also
especially
sorry.
games like Destiny 2, is like whenever a new season comes out, it almost starts feeling like after a while it feels like a
FOMO.
job. Like, okay, now a new
job,
season's out. Let me go out and let me go ahead and go
I'm
into
playing
this
it right
season.
now.
Because I used to have that effect. I used to be a huge World of Warcraft player. And that's what it used to feel like. Whenever there was a new expansion or something, it felt like, okay, even though I didn't want to play it at the time, I'm like, well, I sort of have to in order to keep my levels up and stuff like that.
Also,
Yeah.
like if you're a new player coming into Destiny 2 right now and you boot that game up, you won't know what the fuck
The
to do.
fuck
There
you're
is
doing.
so much shit
They-
all
Yeah,
over
that's
the place.
literally
that
what
for new players,
happened.
it is
Yeah.
incredible confusing.
I'm too cheap to even buy
The
expansion.
tutorial was hard.
And then they jump you to like level 30 because now all the new content is level 30 and up. So they just jump you up to level 30 and then they don't explain how anything works. And then it's just like it's confusing as shit for new players. It is.
And as I said, they're how they had the game priced of which DLC do I need in, which one's important, not important to continue. Like it is so messy and a new player on board. Yeah, like it's horrible.
Well, the problem is that
Yeah,
there's no, because it's been out so long and because they've done so many like piecemeal. I mean, they've done the DLCs and everything. It's been anybody who's been following, it's great. But anybody, like you said, starting off, they don't have a way in that's very intuitive. It doesn't make any sense, and it makes you just. Well, I had
There is no like start here on a map. It's just they just released you into the Destiny world.
And you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened. How do you even forget, like,
And
are you when
I
in the
played
beginning, is there
Destiny
real
that launch
people?
and the first update, but then I didn't play for a while, and I tried getting my buddy into it because a new update came out. I was like, "Oh, dude, why don't we play some Destiny?" I used to play Destiny 2 when it first came out. It was dope, and we got back in, and I was trying to walk him through getting to like the start of the game, and I was like, "Dude, honestly, this is not even the same fucking game I played when it started. I have no idea where you need to
Hey,
go,
can I
what to
help
do."
you?
And
I'll
then
help
like
you.
after an hour, he was like, "Fuck it, let's go play
Fuck
something
this.
we know."
Let's go
Yeah.
play Apex.
And
Fuck
I
this shit.
had like years of experience with the game. It's just it's so different now that for anyone new that doesn't know
I'm never playing
anything,
that
it's got to
game.
be even more confusing. Because I was
Well,
confused getting back in. I was like, dude, I don't know
It's
where the
so
fuck to go.
far in. Like, if someone asks you, should I play that set? Like, if you're not really eager to play, like, you're not missing out. I'm just saying,
Well,
like,
let me
personally,
also
you're not
say
really missing
this:
out.
when you have a successful live service game, it's
Everybody's-
almost like burning your candle at both ends, in the sense that, okay, your teams are so focused in on making the next content, the next expansion, etc., that you are sort of like forgetting, okay, well, this thing will eventually stale, and we need to start or think about maybe a sequel or whatever, the next iteration. But if all of your development is going into expansions and stuff, then you don't really have the teams or the resources to start planning a potential replacement for this
Well,
live
when it
service.
comes to Bungie, the fact that they have Marathon in the works, like they have a plan to not just rely on Destiny. It's just with Destiny, after we have the what was it, the final shape, they have an episodic episodes that are doing replacing the season. So as kind of what you're alluding to is like you can't just continue on this trend versus like, hey, maybe you should just make a new game at some point and these episodes, unless they play out dramatically differently. But even as SupaNova was speaking about earlier, like you still have the same foundation of the game. So how much longer are they? I'm wondering, like, are we just gonna like the platform of
I
Destiny
can't wait
2?
to
Like,
play
how long is that
I can't
gonna
wait to play
stay the same?
Marathon.
I hope it's great.
And then the
yeah.
thing I worry about Marathon
There'd
is
be no
Marathon
Halo
is
if it wasn't for Marathon.
another
no
sci-fi
Xbox
shooter
if it
from
wasn't for
Bungie, and it's like, well, how is it going to differentiate itself from
I feel like
Destiny? Because Destiny has changed, and all the guns have changed over the years. Like, is Marathon just going to feel like new guns in Destiny?
I don't think
There's
so.
a lot of references, and because it's it's not. I wish it would have been the actual like campaign
I can't
of
guarantee.
Marathon, like a remake. But I think it's just an arena shooter, and it's based off of like
the
game
possibilities
that came out in like 90 something. I forgot.
Isn't it one of those shooters that they drop you in the world and you have to go grab all your weapons and shit? Like you don't start off with anything.
I don't think they describe. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like Battle Royale, but I don't think it's an extraction shooter, I believe is what they called it. And one of the benefits of it being solely PvP, from my understanding, is that you don't have to teeter this balance of PvE content and then PvP, because that's one of the issues that Destiny has had for the longest time, that the PvP can suffer because of PvE changes and vice versa. So in terms of will it feel drastically different, they have more freedom to play with because you're not balancing two different fan bases at this point. But that's not to say
PvP only is also going to alienate a large player base, because there's a lot of people that they don't like Twitch shooters, but they can get down with the PvE and shooting the AI. But
and that's true. But
and people prefer PvE too, because when they added for Overwatch.
Yeah, when you look at what's popular now, like you have Warzone, which I don't think really has any PvE component. Fortnite, which they kind of had with
DMZ.
But for the most part, people are into PvP. So it really depends on how you have the PvP structure. Is it going to be allowed for more of a casual player? Is it going to really be, you got to be hardcore? And that's where you alienate those that are really into PvP when you section from PV like casual to hardcore. Because I kind of think with like Halo 5, where people are like, yeah, the multiplayer is great, but with this thrust pack and stuff like that, it's way more of a higher skill ceiling, and people just don't want to hop in. Like I think a better example for me is like Fortnite and the buildings. When it first came out, you had the building. I was like, oh, this is cool. Then it dude turned into a tower. I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. And then they got rid of it. They introduced no build. I was like, okay, I can see more people being interested.
It depends on an age group, I got to say, because I mean, unless you were a hardcore gamer and you really got into it and you started doing it competitively, so you had to get good at the building. My kids were fucking amazing at doing the building.
For real. My son too.
And I can't. They got the fucking mouse.
They're shooting
Oh my
buildings.
gosh.
They're running in like circles. So no, they weren't playing on PC. They were playing it all on controller and doing it.
Oh man.
I'm watching. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, my son, he played it on
amazing.
his Switch. Like
Plus,
now he plays it on that what?
It's a hard one.
he said he played it on Switch. I'm like,
The
plus,
Switch is always a bust is hard. Man, think that boy was pushing through. He was really putting
Yo,
effort.
for real.
Especially if
I
it's
tried
crossplay,
playing
it's like,
Fortnite
oh my
myself
gosh.
on my Switch. I was like, ew, this shit looks horrible.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough.
But
Is it crossplay?
he
on
played.
Switch?
I mean, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you played against people with
Yeah.
120, 60. Oh my god.
What I was going to say,
With those little tiny Switch nose.
marathon to me, I mean, this is simple. To me, it looks like Benji was like looking at Fortnite and Apex and just like, let's put it all together to make something that's going to compete in that arena, period. That's what it looks like to me. It's like, it's interesting, but it's just not, I don't know. There's so much out there. They're really jumping in the game late, in my opinion. But, hopefully it works for them. Obviously,
By the way,
it's not working well.
At
though,
the end of the day, we know that they're cooking all these things, and it's just, is the shit they're cooking going to taste good or not? We have no fucking idea.
Well,
we can
no,
hope
did
that
you
it's
see
all going to be
yesterday?
good, but
You saw the the report that came out yesterday about Marathon, right?
But they pushed it back.
I did not.
Oh no, that the playtesters said it was shit.
Oh
They
yeah.
were completely-
They didn't.
I
were not
what was
happy.
the exact word? They were not impressed. Like, yeah, they were kind of just like,
they
man,
were told. They said, if you had a choice to play this, would you play it? They said no.
raise your hand. No one raised their hands.
No one was interested. Everybody's like, no. These
Wow.
are streamers. These are streamers, like YouTubers. They're like, and
Oh,
gamers that
no.
play regularly. They were like, yeah, we don't want to play it. No.
Yeah. Oh no.
Like, oh
That's
shit.
yeah.
Well,
that's-
yeah, this is the.
That's like, I think that's why Bungie, the testing is not going well for a new game, and the new big thing they're trying to push, and so now they're like, fuck, what do we do? Oh
Yeah,
my
and
god.
this is a big concern,
other
right?
people
Like,
now.
because
yeah,
they're not getting new
It
getting
says-
new subscribers. They're not getting new subscribers because of it being what it is, right? Then also they are not and their expansion passes are not hitting or are not doing as well as they
Their
wanted to do.
DLCs. And
Right.
the effort that goes into it. If you watch the DLCs, it's kind of got there's a pattern. There's like a pattern of how they make their DLC. They build like 3 or 4 or no, like 6 or 7 different missions, and then they expand them to like 10 by taking the missions and flipping them backwards, where you do them forwards and backwards. I'm
trying to remember how the Witch Queen played out, but I know some of them were like this. Like, that was all the way back in Destiny. Destiny 1, there's like newer missions. Where I'm like, I'm just playing this mission backwards.
I've done this one. What the fuck? Yeah, so like that was happening.
Wow.
And then they give you some gear, and you're like, oh, there was always a season gear. Well, it was a DLC gear you would get, and you would get this stuff, and it was cool, but it was mostly cosmetic stuff, and you got some things that were pretty cool.
Yeah.
At the time, they actually, my favorite part about Destiny is the weapons. I think the weapon system and the weapons and the gameplay for PvP is fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite.
It's one of the best games out there,
just
period.
feels fucking awesome.
The gunplay. That's why I play so damn much. Like the gunplay.
I mean,
is so good.
the feeling of like the gravity and everything. Like you would think they would get it wrong. It's perfect. It's got this.
And then fucking cruising around on the sparrows in the semi-open worlds. I love that shit.
You know what?
Bungie, if you're listening to our podcast, which you probably aren't, but anyways, bring back sparrow racing, please. People like racing.
God, I was gonna say, yeah, there was only in Destiny 1. That was only in Destiny 1. That was fucking incredible stuff. I was like, that was really great. Take maps and make like tracks out of them, as big as they were. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I even think they should have. Should have taken a cue from Warframe, in my opinion, and they should have started going into ships and let you do space battle and let you do exploit. Dude, there's so much.
Oh yeah, I know.
In Destiny,
Yeah.
you have so many ships. What are they fucking there for?
They're load screens.
Yeah,
They've been glorified
for a
load
load
screens since day one.
They make the racing with the sparrows make the space battles. I mean, shit. There were a couple of major missions. There were major expansions. What was it? The Taken King. You fly out there. It's like, God, man, that would have been incredible to be able to have missions in space. It would be cool. But they had so many options, and they just kept kind of repeating the same old mold is what they kept doing. And then they kind of got. I mean, they had a problem with the story from the very beginning in the first Destiny game. And I mean, there was no story. You got the game. It was like nothing, and it was
as
everything.
people said early on. It was like basically scrap. I
always thought it was like what do? They increase the level cap, they add a new class, they add some new weapons, and then that's it. Then there's some new modes for the multiplayer, and that's it.
Well, there was content. This is the problem. There was content, tons of it, online. It was in a grimoire.
Oh, the grimoire cards, yeah.
Grimoire. It was in the grimoire, and so it was a database that you had to go look for online outside of the game. Well, what the fuck? Put it in the game. Make it part of the game. Make the game interesting.
Which
and
they
so
have with the lower increase,
but the quality has dipped.
Yeah.
The quality of their storytelling has diminished over the years, and so it's just gotten kind of thinned out. The next one. What is it? What is it?
Lifefall or the Final Shape?
The Final Shape. The Final Shape
yeah.
is one that finally got me like, oh, that looks interesting, and I'm assuming
I am
last?
so no. So what they're doing is that they're having a Final Shape, which is the last major expansion that we know of, and then they're doing episodes instead of seasonal content that we do now. So we are currently on the Season of the Witch, and when Final Shape, I forget what the next one is called, but we're gonna have the Final Shape, which is the expansion, and then they're doing episodes, and we don't know the route or how the episodes are going to play out.
Yeah.
So
the last one burned me so bad. I'm just like,
I'm with you as I'm still playing the game.
I played the fuck out of Destiny 1, and I played the fuck out of Destiny 2 for about the first 2 expansions, and then I got uninterested after a while, and I just stopped playing.
All right, so we've been officially 2 fucking hours on this on this topic right here. Okay, so we're not gonna make this a podcast. Okay.
Come on, and you're the ringleader of this. Let's just fucking move to the next topic.
Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead, and I want to actually talk about this week. Actually,
go back to Destiny.
Shut up.
Well,
so yeah, I'm a Titan main. No, I'm a Hunter main. So
shut up. Okay, I want to talk about what Sega came out this week and said some interesting words here. Number one, they're going to make a super game. They told their investors that they're going to some super game. They've invested $800 million in. Sega of all things. Sega.
I think they mentioned that before Super Game like a while back or something.
They're calling it a fucking
by the Japanese government directly or something.
I have no fucking idea. All I know is $800 million to call it a super game. And then
that should be super ultrasonic 2. I don't know.
It's a Ponzi scheme. It's probably money laundering is what that's about.
And well, I think to be honest with you, I think the biggest developer that Sega has in their arsenal right now is Altus with the Persona games, and I think that might be their super game, Persona 6, because Persona 5 was very well received, and I think maybe that's what they're alluding to. I don't know, but they're talking about it's going to redefine the platform or some shit like that. Yeah, so it's a game. I have no evidence that they're talking about Persona 6. It could be a totally new IP, or it could be an old IP that they're digging out. But that's not the spiciest thing they said. They said they want Sonic to be as good as, if not overtake, Mario.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Good luck.
Not because he's a bad character, but because of the type of game that Sonic games are. Sonic doesn't go slow. Mario, you can have him go slow and search, and Sonic is like he's got to go fast. If he doesn't go fast,
different ideas with it, but yeah, it's
a completely different kind of game. It's a side scroller. It's not the same. It didn't play the same.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest
nature
problem
of the type of character he is. Go ahead.
The nature of the exploration, the nature of the whole focus of the game. In Sonic, it's speed. Mario's not speed. Mario's about exploring and doing things and changing and Sonic. I mean,
Mario's about taking magic mushrooms. Okay, let's admit
exactly.
it.
I can relate to a fact.
Literally, that's what it is.
And that's what you're slowing down.
Tripping on
magic mushroom. Yeah,
Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon would have a better chance of rivaling Mario than Sonic ever will because of the nature of the type of
Mario's
character he is.
eating mushrooms and turning into a fucking raccoon. Okay, I mean, yeah, he's fucking.
I can relate to that.
It's a tanuki, sir. It is a nuki, not a raccoon.
Nobody's eating the mushroom to get bigger first. Fuck you.
I did. I ate mushrooms and it got bigger, and then I didn't know what to do with it anymore. So okay, there you go. But no. My thing is, even this last iteration of both Wonder and Sonic All Stars, like Wonder is almost like a 2D explorer. Like, since they don't have any time limit on the stages, you can explore the stage to your heart's content. Whereas Sonic games, like when I'm playing with my son and everything, we're moving so fast that the level starts and is over before we even could process what
You're
the hell's happening
supposed
in the
to.
level.
Sonic is all about
His
going
catchphrase
fast.
is
Well,
literally
that's
gotta
what
go
he's getting to. It's
fast.
like you can only do so much with that formula. Maybe they will
Exactly.
figure out something to do with Sonic that rivals. Because if you're trying to rival Mario, it's like you look at what they did with the Odyssey and then new Super Mario Wonder and how they changed that from what was the last Wonder they put out was in the Wii U, Super Mario U or something like that. And as you're saying, Wize, like there's so much about it. Like it's still a side scroller, but it's so much more to it. And the newer Sonics have tried different ideas. I can't speak on them entirely to say whether, but at least given by the reaction or reception they've gotten, the new ideas are still not enough to push it over that Mario, up to that Mario level, I guess you
Yeah,
should say.
because Sonic has not yet made a successful transition to 3D, in my opinion. I think so. The original Sonic, I don't know what game
Adventure.
it was called, Adventure,
1 and
that was
2.
on the.
Those
Yeah,
are
that
my
was
favorite
good.
ones of those. Oh no,
Yeah,
those are
but-
great, but
It made a successful crossover into the kart racing genre, but that was about it.
But I think the problem is also that Sonic, the unpopular opinion, Sonic the Hedgehog peaked at Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
With Knuckles, yeah.
How dare you, ma'am? He does not have a bald spot. Sonic peaked in high school.
Well, I did not even know this, right? You know that news, the Super Mario movie that just came out, right? It made more money than both Sonic movies combined.
it's Mario, dude.
I honestly thought the first Sonic movie was terrible. And I felt
Really?
like people were.
I
Here's
liked it.
why. I don't want that much human in my Sonic movie.
That's probably why I understand.
Yeah,
but,
that probably.
I
is-
honestly
What
think
it was
But
better
I
than I
love
thought,
Jim
but I still want a
Carrey.
Sonic game that takes place in the places I see in the video games. I would
Yeah.
feel it's a cop out when they remove the character from the
Yeah.
game worlds.
they have too
That's
much
why
human
the
for
Super
me.
Mario movie was so good.
I
There was
honestly
so
didn't-
many references of
I
like
didn't
all the
enjoy
games
that
and
either.
stuff.
Um,
Come
Fan
on,
service.
Cozy.
I'm sorry. For
No,
me,
the
Peak.
Super Mario movie, it was decent. It wasn't bad.
For me, Peak. Is
I
still
loved it, but
Detective
maybe because I
Pikachu.
was drunk when I was watching it.
Nah,
That
Detective
would be why.
Pikachu for me is still Peak.
That's
They didn't
an
expect,
excellent movie, actually.
They threw you in there. They didn't do any like crazy. They let you just like be in the world. They didn't have like
Wait, which one?
stupid Detective Pikachu.
Detective
They didn't have
Pikachu.
stupid
great.
exposition.
I
or
didn't see
anything.
that.
Oh, you should
It's
see
on
that.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you
Is
should
it?
see Detective Pikachu.
Go
They
watch it,
literally
go watch it.
just like approach it like you're watching a live action
The detective
Pokemon.
movie. Oh, yeah, it's great.
Right,
Oh,
and when I saw that, I was like,
crazy.
dude, why do we not have like that whole fucking Charizard fucking scene?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
not in the Charizard, whatever it is after Charizard.
Yeah,
And the
but
evolution. But yeah, that
Charizard
whole
is
scene, I was like, dude, why do we not have a live action fucking Pokemon movie yet? Of these fuckers battling in arenas. Like, this is awesome.
I
Well,
honestly think
yeah,
it shows that you don't need like those the big characters from like the Pokemon show to even make a successful Pokemon movie.
Oh my god, my boyfriend is in the chat and he's pissed off. He says you guys are off with this. Ooh.
Okay,
Tell
well,
Come and
him.
say his piece. He's more than welcome to come on.
He
and
can
say
Tell
go
it.
him.
fuck his mother.
Tell him
He said
to lick my
he said
monkey
detective.
balls.
Don't be rude. Detective Detective Pikachu is absolutely terrible.
It was not.
Oh no, no.
Oh my
He's
God,
wrong.
it's fucking fine.
God,
Your
he
ass.
said, God, I wish I was on this panel being a fan of both Mario and Sonic. Look at me, I'm starting drama.
You guys are off with this, okay?
Well, if he sends Wise dick pics, he'll let him on the panel. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well,
It'll
let me
happen.
say-
It'll happen.
Why?
You know,
He thinks that small.
Come on.
Hey, wait a second. No,
That's not the
No,
case. I'm just
but
saying.
maybe here's the situation. Maybe the
Set that
problem
kilo on
that they're having with,
I want all this
with
food.
Sega is this. They're trying to force Sonic into a dimension that doesn't suit him well. In the sense that he does well, as you said, with speed. So
Three in the
two-dimensional.
third dimension.
Right. But they do have a
It
good
kind of reminds me of people that are like, oh, why can't we need another Superman game? Rocksteady needs to make a Superman game. I'm like, listen, a Superman game is never going to be good because of the fucking type of character. Like Batman, awesome. Daredevil, awesome. Spider-Man,
Yeah, but
awesome.
you
Because
have
of their
a
power set.
fallible character.
Superman's going to do what? Just punch holes in fucking robots because he
thing
can't fight
about-
people.
If you read Superman comics, A lot of his best ones are more drama than action.
Yeah, and I know people like, oh well, actually, Clark Kent's a master of martial arts. No one wants to do kung fu as goddamn Superman.
No, he's not.
Judo flip your ass.
Detective
Pikachu
Pikachu
And
was a snore fest. Snorlax fest.
If somebody was actually creative,
That's
with it,
what
I think they
he
could
said.
do really well making a game based on like a Superman property. But the problem is, you have to have somebody creative. You have to look at all their villains. You have to do things like they did in the movie. You have to have it a MacGuffin that takes his power away. You have to do things that make it different.
Because
that's
otherwise,
the only way
combat
you
is
can
going
make
to be
it
relegated to
interesting.
just punches. Because
Well,
Superman, you watch
that's pretty
Superman
much
movies.
it.
yeah,
He's
it's
shooting lasers. He's got to fight against people that are like him. Yeah. But it has to. It has
Yeah,
to
and then the
incorporate
problem is
other
that he only fights robots or aliens. Like it's never. It's just
Brainiac.
it's harder to make that game and make it good than it is
Well, you're
for
talking
something
now.
like
You're making
Batman
it sound like
or
the comic book.
Catwoman or
Plus-
anything else.
plus, you're right. He has a very limited move set. Really, if you think about it, it's
It does, yeah.
yeah.
He's the ultimate. He's the one punch. You know, he's
Yeah.
the one that you call. Come on,
Yeah.
kick his ass.
And even then,
Really?
he doesn't use all of his power because he doesn't want to kill.
He's afraid of
Okay,
it.
well,
He's not trying to
he's-
kill people. Exactly.
Oh,
So
right.
he's just
But
not a
killing
character
people
that
is
you're going to
fun.
translate well into video games.
Right.
True.
I have a moral compass. I can't kill
I mustn't. It is not part of my.
One of the
And
one
you
of the
make it
best
a
comment.
Homelander game. That's another story.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the blood packs that would be used on that one. Yeah.
No, you say that, but I gotta say, man, that was one of the best skins they put in Call of Duty. Was Homelander? It was fucking awesome. He was hilarious.
Oh, come on, admit it. You like using Nicki Minaj all the time.
Oh no! I almost bought it because my daughter wanted me to buy Nicki Minaj because she loves Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
but I
Minaj
did.
is
I
in
have to
Call of
admit,
Duty.
I bought that shit
Yes.
the day it came out.
I spent now. I did that.
Civilization is fucked.
I bought Ash
Mhm.
the day that
What?
fucking came out. I bought Ash from Evil Dead. Ash.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell came
yeah.
out. His character is
Fuck yeah.
in Call of Duty. I bought it the day it came out. I don't spend money on any.
Well, that
person
makes
I've
more
ever
sense.
bought.
That makes more sense than a rap artist.
Oh
You
no!
know?
But
Yeah.
Nick Minaj is fucking hilarious, though. I gotta say, her fucking quotes are the best. I was like,
You can't
oh my
you can't
God,
hide
it's
anywhere.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah, it's
You're just
literally
sticking out
her.
in Where you try to
Central.
hide.
You're like, what the fuck is what?
Like if you ping money, she goes, "Here's cash, boo,"
Mhm.
and then like she'd be like if when you do like kill streaks and stuff like that, she sounds like a bad bitch.
You don't know
Oh, no,
anything.
She's there like she's there like
What is going on here?
this-
So
I'm
you
sorry,
know
I'm
nothing, ma'am.
I'm
target
sorry, I'm on
mark.
my third drink.
All I know is that I bought the Nicki Minaj skin and I realized I couldn't use it in Warzone
You,
Why
ma'am,
not?
are part of the problem.
because like
You are the problem.
what problem? What
Oh my
problem?
God, if you don't know
Look
you're
at
the
me.
problem,
I
then you have a
I'm
problem.
buying the skins. You are the problem. You're
No.
Well,
They can carry over to
you
Modern Warfare
you're
3.
contributing to the
That's the reason
downfall
I
of this
started
medium.
Yeah, but also I grind for my skins too when I do battle pass. I buy it $10, but
Nicki
thing
Minaj
is
doesn't even
that-
fucking make sense for a Call of Duty skin. Like
No, it really doesn't.
Snake
No,
from
that's my
fucking-
biggest
like
complaint.
Snake
It's a
Plissken
market.
is a cool fucking skin, but like
Because
Nicki
people
Minaj,
are
like, why not a
going to
Michael
buy
Jackson
it.
skin?
listen, people are going to buy these
Specifically,
skins
a Michael Jackson Thriller with
because
the fucking cat werewolf.
it's fun. Like, could you imagine winning a battle royale, like losing second place to a battle
What about a
royale
Willy
to
Wonka
somebody who has a Nicki Minaj skin on? It's like it's the biggest troll. I love it. I do
let me
it for
tell
that
you.
reason.
I played.
My boyfriend uses a bunny suit. You seen the Easter
Yes,
skins?
I played Halo once, and I don't really play it like that, but I had like the cat ears and a pink Spartan outfit, and I spent that entire match just trying to get one tea bag, and I finally got it. And then dude proceeded to chase me around the map and kill me for the rest of the match. He just like chased
People
me around the map and
complain
killed
about
me.
that whole
And just
thing,
like
don't they,
he
though?
hunted me down like and killed me, and I was like,
There's
"You'll still
there's some
worth it
skins
though."
that
Yeah,
make
that's
sense,
the
and that
thing,
one
like,
that one doesn't make
In
any
Halo,
goddamn sense.
teabagging is like that's like
That's
it's an honor. It's an honorary thing.
I just wanted to pull it off successfully
you
once.
I
pulled out
teabag
the
even
glove
when
and
I
slapped me.
lose.
You slapped me with the glove. That's
What's next? We're gonna have a
I'll
fucking
slap you with the
Cardi
glove.
B and an Ice Spice DLC.
Oh yeah, I don't know
What
what
if
that.
Ice Spice had a skin on Call of Duty? I'm buying that shit day one too.
I don't know what any of that statement meant, but yeah.
I totally agree. Yes.
Oh Lord.
What?
She's like, who are these people you're naming?
I don't listen to music. I assume they're music people because I
Oh
know
my gosh.
Nicki Minaj. Nicki
Listen,
Minaj is a music.
I don't either because all modern music is absolute dog
I
shit
don't
with
listen to any music.
unintelligible lyrics.
Did you not miss when I said I know Tom Jones because of Mars Attacks?
Are you okay over there, Wize?
I'm not. I'm just.
His
What
mic
happened
is-
to his volume?
I'm
He
just
hates
here.
us.
You did this while she put this panel together.
You did
Yeah.
it.
He's
You're
looking at the
wrong.
list of- he's looking at the list of topics for today, and he's just
Yeah.
like
He's
getting
like,
all
"Shit, what were we
serious, like,
talking
oh,
about?"
we've only got half the fucking topics. Motherfuckers,
You know what we can
shut the
talk
fuck
about?
up.
These nuts in your mouth. Could you not like that? That made me uncomfortable.
I got spent time putting
I'm gonna
together
take
these
'em out.
topics, and these cocksuckers just talk about whatever they want.
Well,
Crunchy?
let me bring it back to Sonic, okay? Let me bring it back.
Bring it back.
Why haven't
on
they
Sonic?
made an updated version to Nights into Dreams? That sort of lends itself well to 3D, and I've always wondered why they didn't just leave Sonic for 2D and they put Nights into Dreams for 3D. So
So
They
Sold like
should just
shit.
forget Sonic altogether and fucking focus on making a new goddamn mascot that translates into the fucking modern gaming world.
no, so here's what they could do. They could go back to make it like Sonic, but not like open world or whatever, but put him in that would require like an arena.
He's just
Oh my
again
God.
because
the
of the
levels
nature of
would
the
be
type
more
of
like
character he
You're gonna
has.
make
3D?
Son-
He's
you're
gonna
gonna make
Sonic
Sonic
Pokemon?
into an arena shooter or what?
No, it'll be like the same, like it'll be a level, but the level's more like an arena, not just completely wide
Well,
open.
it's kind of like if I said, okay, make a new game and Master Chief is the character. It's like, well, you can only do
I
so
would
many
support
fucking
that as
things
long
with
as it
Master Chief.
had fishing as a.
I say make
Oh, Jesus
Yakuza their new
Christ.
mascots. Fuck it.
The problem with
Like-
Yakuza is that's like the best rhythm game ever. Like, how do you make a rhythm game into like your main
game?
featured game?
What are you talking about?
What rhythm game?
That's a joke.
You said Yakuza, not Dance Dance Revolution. What are
No.
you doing?
Have you ever played like the mini games? Yakuza, the best
yeah.
part.
There's the dancing and
okay.
karaoke game.
It has literally good
Yeah,
rhythm
yeah,
games,
yeah,
like
yeah.
solid, like
Oh no, they're awesome, but
not
it's a
even
fighting.
joke rhythm
Yeah.
games. Like this is like, and
But
so
I'm
the
just-
joke
I'm
for
just
me
kidding.
is
I'm
that
saying- I'm saying
it's
if
like
you
one of
want
the
to
best
make
rhythms.
if you want to make a character or you want to make something
Because
modern, then do that.
because
Yeah.
that's too serious. No one
Fuck
looks
it.
at.
That's what people want. They want it to be more serious. Come on, make it a serious.
Like
company. So-
obviously
No.
Sonic he's recognizable, but in terms of a type of character that they can make into all kinds of different types of games, he doesn't have that type of. Again, they can't do. He's pigeonholed into kind of one place. Anytime they're going to try to do something with him that's out of what he's meant to do, it's not
People
going to
gonna be
work.
pissed.
It's going to break because
Well,
he has to go fast. If Sonic isn't going fast, then that's like a Flash game
That's
where he
not a
can't fucking
Sonic
run
game.
fast. Like,
That's
well,
like Mario
why
not
is
being
he
able
here?
to jump on a Goomba and smash it or kill or something.
I
You know, it's
mean,
like-
the thing is, the speed can be like. I do think that I think the problem is like they do need to. I think it could be done where they could design a game and make it 3D and still have it designed around the aspect of you have to fast movement. But the problem is,
But they've
it
done
require-
the 3D Sonic games. But the thing is, because you're moving so fast, it limits what you're able to do. It with Mario, because he can move at whatever pace he wants. You're able to have areas, secret areas, hidden areas where you can explore and find and do all this other shit. With Sonic, it's you just haul ass. Doesn't matter if it's 2D or 3D. You're hauling ass. The problem is he was created in a time where you went from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, and that was it.
Yeah.
what if
So
they
what
made
if-
Sonic 3D racer games?
They need to kill him.
And-
Sonic needs to kill himself.
No!
He needs to make a fucking
Stop!
noose out of
Ah,
fur and tail.
you're a monster. You are a
So
monster.
what if they tried to do a thing where maybe you got the main mission sections, and then when you transition to the next zone, then it turns into the traditional go and fast Sonic. So you kind of have a hybrid or something like that. Because didn't they? What was the
They
last?
did that with
recent
Sonic
one?
Adventure.
Can they make
They had
a
like
game
the,
with Sonic that does all this
Honestly,
shit? Yes, but it's going to
You're
take a
making
massive
me
amount of
agree with
effort. and
you're
who the
making
fuck
me
knows if
agree
it's going to work?
with him, and I disagree with him, but you're making me agree with him. You say, can we do it this way? Because honestly, Sonic needs to go fast.
Well, you know, that's
Thank
what
you.
Sonic Adventure did, though, right? Like Sonic Adventure, you had the open hub world, right? That you sort of like caught the subway and talked to
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
NPCs, and
Went
then
to
you
the
went to the
different
one.
lands.
Riding a
Yeah.
subway. What?
Well, yeah, there was that little subway.
You had to
train
go from
thing.
place to
Faster to
place.
subway.
Right. And yeah, so then
It was
you
a
open,
conveyance. Yeah.
but then you went into a world, and then you had to just haul ass.
It was
through
like a
that
warp.
world.
Yeah. it would warp
Honestly,
the world.
I got an idea
Oh God.
that I
What is
think
it?
might hear me
I
out.
heard
Hear
that.
me
I
out.
heard that.
There
During,
is-
oh
Yeah,
God.
oh my God.
Oh
my
God. I
goodness.
heard that.
Paul, you're supposed to be on my side sometimes.
I'm not the one who originally said it. It was Darth. I heard him mumble. I heard him
Let's
mumble.
hear it.
Okay, so what if they made like Sonic
I don't like it.
in the vein of
Jesus Christ.
the classic
speak.
Saturday
Let her
night
speak.
morning cartoon Sonic?
What if
You mean
Sonic is
So
an
Sonic
artist
X?
and you're painting paintings in the morning, and then at night
Shut
you're a
up.
vigilante crime fighter, and then
That's not-
you drive a
Wasn't that
fucking Uber on the side.
Wasn't that Underdog? Is that how Underdog was? He was
Sonic,
a janitor.
I got an idea.
What you got, Stels?
Underdog takes drugs.
Sonic
to
Battle
become-
Royale.
Charles, your
That's gonna
boyfriend's
be
here.
so
Mr.
unbalanced.
Ramen,
He does.
how are you
Underdog
doing,
has to
sir?
pop pills to become underdog.
That's right.
What?
Yeah.
Mr.
Underdog
Ramen,
used to
how
have
you
to
doing?
pop speed pills to do Underdog.
Underdog, and he used to
Underdog.
be. It was really funny because they made him so unurban in that Underdog movie, and I was like kind of disappointed.
All right,
You know,
Mr.
he was
Ramen.
like he was like a black janitor type in the
What?
OG
Yeah.
Underdog. He was. See, Paul knows what I'm talking about. He was.
Oh yeah.
Well,
they're
because I
like,
grew
yeah.
up on the old cartoon. I grew up on the original
Who did
cartoon.
watch Underdog? I mean,
Underdog was
you
fun.
youngins don't know anything.
You guys
about
remember
that.
Danger
Of course
Mouse?
they do.
Oh yeah, I
better
love
than
Danger
that.
Mouse.
Yeah.
No, even
Danger
better
Mouse
than-
was awesome.
Even
Danger
better than
Mouse
both
was
of them.
awesome.
No. Even better than both of them was Hong Kong Phooey. I loved Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah.
Taking me
I-
all the way
I
back.
had
Surrounded by
I
other
had a
people.
Hong Kong Phooey lunchbox in grade school.
Oh, you were probably
Okay.
the coolest kid in school.
Back when Hanna-Barbera was the shit.
I would have
Yep.
been like, hey, I would
guys.
walked up to Kid Paul like, hey, you want to be my friend? Because I like your lunchbox.
You want
Well, we got
Ramen.
an impromptu guest, Mr. Ramen. Do you? I hear you have a few choice words to say to some people in the panel.
Son of a-
I can't believe this right now.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
you. You're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Is
I
this
just want to say I've
boyfriend?
been listening to the show the past 2 or 3 episodes,
Thank you.
and it's
I'm
really,
sorry.
No, it's entertaining. I love it. And
Thank you.
But I also love Sonic and Mario.
Okay, so say
I'm
your
sorry.
piece here, 'cause
So
you were kind
He's
of
gonna start
livid.
fucking.
So please,
You know, depending on what state you live in, you could get arrested for doing that. But whatever. You know.
And any perversion that you have about making it into films is wrong.
You get
right?
that. You get that coon cooter.
Oh,
I like
What?
your speed and mushrooms references. That was funny.
Yes.
So what do you have to say? What is your spiel now that you have the mic? You have all of us engaged. What are you gonna say?
Okay, so I'm not gonna say too much. I don't have too much time, but I will say that Sonic movie, it wasn't as good as Mario. Neither Sonic movies were as good as the Mario movie. The Mario movie is as close to a perfect movie as you can get. Sonic, both movies are kind of flawed, but I think the first Sonic, even the second one, was a huge comeback for Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, it was a good
The
vehicle.
second one was better than the first because
Yeah.
it had.
And then he
Still-
retired. Well, yeah, well, the second one you had fucking Tails and Knuckles. Of course, it was going to be better. And he actually looked like Robotnik.
And they had Ugly Sonic, which I thought was awesome. which means they were
yeah.
self-aware. They were
Oh, yeah.
self-aware, which I thought was
Oh.
great.
Well, they
Which
were
is-
self-aware when they redesigned him because everybody
Yeah.
got pissed. They were like, "Oh my god!"
But the
what
fact
is
that they put him in the movie, actually put him in the movie,
yeah,
was
that was
awesome.
great. No, yeah, that was a self-aware. Yeah.
That was
The thing with the Mario movie is that it was very little plot and all fan service. Hey, remember this thing? Hey, remember that thing? Hey, remember this game? Hey, remember that game? That was the entire movie.
Member berries. Yeah, it was.
I think that the original Sonic design was obviously terrible, and I think
Yes.
they made like a huge important decision in the industry
100%.
because when they listened to the fans showed up, and I think that showed an example to the rest of the industry. And like, for example, the Justice League, Zack Snyder
cut.
is that his name?
It was so
That-
trash.
Snyder cut. Yeah.
The Snyder Cut. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
one of
you're
those- that
surrounded by
was
geeks. If you get that
great.
name wrong in this group, you're probably going to be in big trouble.
I know. I had to check myself.
No, yeah.
The movie that Billy Snyder directed, it was great.
Jack Snyder. You know Jack Snyder.
Like the movie
Yeah.
that Zac Efron made.
Yeah, yeah. What that D. Schneider, right? That was D. Schneider. He did that. Yeah.
Dee
Twisted
Snyder's-
Sister
Snyder's-
made a movie. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Twisted fucking sister. Jesus.
So okay, so what do you?
I mean,
do you
ironically,
think,
ironically, there's somebody named Steppenwolf in Justice League.
Oh, well, yeah.
kinda.
Honestly, yeah, I'm sorry. I hate the Snyder cut. I hate that.
Oh.
movie,
Oh my
sorry.
god!
You hate
What the
every- you
hell?
hate
Oh my
everything.
God.
I do hate
Yeah.
everything,
Always gonna
Paul.
be
You know I
shit.
hate everything.
Well, we know she's not to be listened to because what is that crap game that she's enjoying? That's basically an Animal Crossing ripoff on
The one
Xbox.
that I played.
It's not an Animal Crossing
games
ripoff.
as Nicki Minaj.
It's not an Animal Crossing
other
ripoff
than
because
that.
it doesn't
That's
have all the
me.
things Animal Crossing has.
Yeah.
But it's a cute little game. I like cozy gaming. Okay, I
Yeah,
like
there
games
is-
like a short hike.
There's a fun to be
Other
had.
cute
That's
little
all.
And
games.
me, I'm all
It's
about
What is it? What are you about, Cells?
shooting. Use like my inner tactical freaking soldier
tickle?
in me.
Oh yeah, that
Get
brings it
down,
out.
get
huh?
down now.
Okay, so-
Tactical.
Oh,
Okay,
You
Ramen.
don't know
So
anything
the
about
logic is
But
this:
Ramen.
everyone is saying, I've said
Nicki
this,
Minaj
and
is
Super
totally
said
Special
this,
Forces.
that Sonic just doesn't lend itself to 3D, and they should keep Sonic, especially that character, in a 2D spectrum or a pseudo 2D spectrum, if
What,
you
as
will.
far as in games, is that
Yes.
what you mean?
Like imagine
Yes.
if Mario could only move at the speed he run when he's got Superstar.
Exactly.
And that was essentially his only speed was on or off. Like it would limit massively the types of games they could make with that character. And even though Sonic could go slower if they chose to, that's not what he is. He's not meant to do that. They can make him
Actually-
go slow, but then what
They
the fuck is the
pigeonholed
point?
him. Yeah,
Well,
they
actually,
pigeonholed him. They've made
yes.
him one way. Yeah.
But actually, Tails and Knuckles would be better in the exploring section.
Nobody trying to play as Tails or Knuckles. No, I'm joking.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants
Yeah, but
Two.
they still
Yeah.
they also
Excuse me.
go fast.
Well, not there, but that's not their go-to. Like Tails is that he flies, and Knuckles is that he sort of climbs the wall.
So basically, make it Mario.
He
but
climbs
Ramen
in
must
fights.
be there with freaking steam coming out of his ears right now from what you guys are saying.
Listen,
No,
I'm
but-
No,
I
no,
haven't-
no.
Go ahead.
This is
Uh,
not the first time I hear him rant about these.
Okay, Ramen, with your bad taste.
Okay, Ramen, go ahead. Do you-
Oh!
No,
I fucking
I
love
know.
those characters. Grew up on the Sega Genesis, but the thing is that he's limited to what he can do. It's just like making a Superman game where he doesn't fly. Well, then what the fuck is the point? He flies, fucking Superman.
Well, yeah, for what it sounds like, they could try something new, but somebody would like, well, this is a Sonic game. He's walking very slowly. It's like, well, was it the Sonic Knight game or something like that, where you had a sword and you had Werewolf Sonic or
Oh,
something
God,
like
do
that?
not say that shit.
But
Isn't that where he fell in love with the
that was
actual
06.
human? Oh,
That was
okay.
06
No,
No,
that's
that
the
was
B
yeah,
movie.
that was
Oh.
2006. That was the Xbox
Well-
360 game.
People, yeah, when they joke about the whole him kissing the girl, that was 06, wasn't
That's
it, or something?
gross.
Or was that 06?
Well, you know that lends
Sonic's
Gross,
like, hey,
yeah.
just slide your panties to the side. I'll be fast.
Okay,
Well,
so
Okay, go ahead, funeral. Go ahead.
Ooh.
I know some of my
There's
panelists
no-
can be intimidating. Go ahead.
there's no steam. There's no steam to be had. I'm having fun with you guys. I agree with Cozy about Justice League Snyder Cut. It was 4 hours. It's not
Really?
that entertaining.
Okay,
It
you will
ended
not
better than
be
the
invited
original.
back on again because
No,
of what
you
happened.
will
Thank
be.
you, Wise.
You
I
will
approve of
be.
that decision. Thank you.
You are a brilliant and beautiful human being, even if you
Listen,
disagree with
no,
other
like I
things
said
like
before,
that.
Justice
Don't
League
listen
was
to her.
always
She
one-
plays
it
fucking
was set up
Animal
to
Crossing on
fail.
Xbox.
And she plays Warframe.
can't play Animal Crossing on
Warner
Xbox.
Brothers didn't take the time to lay down the foundation and have characters have their own fucking movies before making a Justice League movie. Warner Brothers
I also
fucked up.
take offense to the fact that why John was right there, and yet they were like, we need a Negro in this game, in this movie, so let's do Cyborg.
What?
I took offense to that.
He's in like other Justice League stuff that I've
No, but they
John
they looked over the
John?
obvious one.
Green Lantern. Is it
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So my whole point of bringing up the Justice League, what Snyder cut specifically, is because that movie got released because they listened to like the Snyder cut movement on Twitter. All the fans tweet hashtagging release the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
And that kind of is like the same thing with a Sonic movie over the original design. I just think that those moves are like super important in the industry. Does it make it a good movie? No, but I don't think it was like absolutely terrible. The second one was a lot more like Sega Genesis fan driven because they put in Knuckles, they put in Tails, the voices, especially the voice of Knuckles was like pretty rad. And so the Mario transitioning into 3D was obviously the greatest thing Nintendo could have done. I think that what was my point? Where was I going?
Already a
Sonic,
fantastic human
I'll
being.
help you out. Can
That can
Sonic
happen.
make
Trust me.
a
Happens to all.
successful 3D transition, in your opinion?
It's kind of I know they tried it with that what's that new one called that just came out?
What is that?
Frontiers.
Frontiers. Oh, and of course there's other ones. I don't think that it stuck the landing as well as Mario did. I am hoping that they take Frontiers and they kind of build. Frontiers feels like a big prototype, and I feel like they built something amazing with the next game, but thus far I don't think it's made a absolutely successful 3D transition. Then I did play the new Sonic game.
Do you think is Sonic capable as a character to make a 3D transition? Because Supa says he's not. That's what I'm saying.
I honestly, Sonic Frontiers people love Frontiers. Sonic fans.
Oh yeah,
I think Sonic's capable. It just has to be under the right team.
See, he believes. He's a good fellow. He believes.
I'm a believer.
How would you do it? Like, how do you take a character that is only meant for straight?
Why are you talking
speed?
to him like he's a game dev?
Well, no. I mean, he had a lot to
You
say.
have a
He said
focus
that all
group
this
and
Sonic
ask him
hates. So I
questions.
just want to know.
You don't have to be a game developer to have an idea of what could or would work. Like if he has an idea, it's not a fucking game dev.
So
Jesus, Cody.
I was more referring to the hate for the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You don't have really anything to say about the game.
Not necessarily about the game, but the movies. Yeah.
I don't hate them.
But
I
wait.
just thought they had too much human.
There's a lot of humanity.
I wanted to see the Green Hill Zone
didn't you
and Emerald
beat it
fucking Hills. I
already?
didn't want to see them for half a second.
Speaking of movies and stuff, has anyone seen the Netflix series? Was it Sonic?
I'll watch your net. I don't have Netflix.
Oh,
I want to see
You
it.
can use mine.
the first season was pretty good. Well, they had a whole.
I feel like weird when people are like, "You can use my Netflix," because I'm like, I don't have anything to offer you.
Yeah, remember, Cozy doesn't watch TV, listen to movies.
Yeah, no, but I'm not expecting.
I watch
it to be
movies.
returned.
I had a friend that was like, "Hey, can I use your Crunchyroll for Attack on Titan?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing. I'm always like, I don't have anything to offer you because my only subscriptions are Amazon Prime, so I get that, and then I have AMC, which gives me Shudder.
Here's a controversial.
Oh, did you guys see they just dropped the Onimusha anime on Netflix?
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
No, because I don't have
Yeah, they just dropped that.
Wait,
shit.
is it out? I know they had a trailer for it. I didn't know if it was coming out this year.
You know what?
Well, let me transition quickly to
I
a
want to see
small.
the RoboCop, the Rogue City review.
Oh,
yeah.
what are we trying?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
RoboCop?
go to the next.
Let me
Yes,
tell you, you can upgrade guns. Someone told me you could upgrade guns to get more gore, and now I need to buy that game.
That's cool.
I'll buy that for $1.
Everyone who's played it has said
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to buy it for 60. That's the problem. But I do want to play it.
Yeah,
do wanna play
that's
this
my
one.
problem.
If
Like,
you-
it looks like a
RoboCop-
great time, and I loved those Terminator games. I don't want to pay $60 for it. That's my problem with you.
RoboCop Battle Royale.
My God.
I
No,
really believe that
no,
this game is one
no
of those
RoboCop.
Battle Royale for everything. Animal Crossing Battle Royale.
We'll give him a fucking Nicki Minaj skin.
I think this is one of those games.
I don't
that-
know what's the issue with you and Nicki Minaj. This Nicki Minaj skin. This is
there's
like
a
the
Nicki
fifth
Minaj
time that you
skin
brought it
so
up. I
pretty.
think deep down you want it.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
you're mad it's
I
not
want
in the
all the
store
enemies to
anymore.
look like Nicki Minaj. I want a cheat code to make all the enemies look like Mariah Carey. That would instantly elevate the game in my opinion.
He's moving the bushes. How can you tell it's bouncing like the? No,
I
I'm sorry.
bet you like
I
it.
don't know. I smell a little sexism in that kind. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm
Oh,
joking.
no.
I'm joking.
Yeah, no. It's just
Okay, so,
like
No.
suit skins to me make sense. That one just doesn't.
Right.
Well,
What I was gonna. But go ahead.
I mean,
That's
I
nice.
mean, hey,
Good Wise.
to think
Go
of
ahead,
it
Wise.
like, there's a big community of female players in COD.
Oh
Cool,
yeah.
Cool. Then give
big
you
community of new people.
a Sarah
You're
Connor
fine.
skin makes sense. Fucking Ellen
did
Ripley
Tomb
skin makes
Raider.
sense. A Lara Croft
Yeah.
skin.
Lara Croft,
yeah,
yeah.
that shit makes sense.
What do you know about?
Nicki
You
Minaj
don't see. No,
doesn't.
the thing is, stop trying to mansplain what women want.
Oh no.
No, it's not
that
about
is-
what women
Oh,
want. It's about
excuse
what
me.
makes sense in the style of the game.
No,
And
it's about what
having
women.
Nicki Minaj walk around, it does not make sense in the style of that game.
No, you're just no, Paul.
A lot
Yes.
of that.
No
A lot-
pineapple,
A lot of that can
Paul.
also be attributed to not just that they wanted to do it randomly. They could have approached the person and be like, "Yeah, I like that game. I'd like to be involved in it." So you got to think of it from.
Yeah,
a
because
business
she also had a
perspective, too.
commercial too for it.
Well, it's not just that. It's like Snoop
I
Dogg was in it.
don't
Snoop
give
Dogg's
a
out of
fuck
it, by
what
way.
the
He's in
reason
there.
is. It's gay.
His skin was available.
Oh,
but
I
the
didn't
reason
even
that
say why.
Snoop Dogg wanted to be in it, and he's an avid Call of Duty player too.
He streams on. He
Yeah,
was streaming
he
on
does all that
Twitch.
stuff. Him
And he's
being in it
good.
actually made sense too. So he plays it and he has to be in it. So that's also a marketing thing. And if people buy it, they buy it. Who cares? It depends. Like I said, I bought Ash because that appealed to me. But
So Wise.
Well, all I know-
What we talk
oh.
about, sir? The show is
I
like.
have no freaking idea. Okay.
Wait a second. I want to make a point
It's
about the
almost
Nicki
done.
Minaj skin. I forgot to mention it
Okay.
before. I don't use it in Warzone though because her ass is like makes the hitbox even larger. So
That's
when
what
the
I
aim
was
assist,
talking about.
so the aim assist when it kicks, yo, like
Oh my god!
it's
It takes- that
immediately
takes me
I'm
back
dead.
to,
I noticed I die faster.
That takes me back to the Gears of War days where people are like, "Why are you playing as the females? They have smaller hitboxes."
Exactly.
Or people.
man.
Her
who
ass
odd
was
jobs
getting
and
murked.
007.
What are you playing?
Who, me?
Yeah, what are you playing? You don't even
What
play
up?
games. You're a fake gamer.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's what I
fine.
wrote under my name. I said I don't play video games.
Fake
But
gamer.
Wise, you were saying, sir.
Okay, so yeah, I think RoboCop is going to be one of those games that, unfortunately, because it's being released this year, is just going to fly under the radar. And speaking about another game that's going to fly under the radar, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. The previews came out. Everyone who's played it so far have had pretty positive things to say about
A
it.
beautiful.
All three of those
confusing
people. All three of those people have loved it so far.
Well,
Yeah.
they said yes, it
It's
is Far
it's
Cry,
Far
but it
Cry
works.
with blue people.
Honestly,
But they say it
I
works.
never watched the Avatar movies, so
Yeah,
I don't
no,
really
that's
have an
great.
attachment.
Yeah, so yeah, again, one of these games I think that
If you like,
is
the
going to
Far
fly under
Cry,
the radar.
you probably still like
No,
it.
so no, the problem is
When
like
when
I
is
don't.
Frontiers
I'm not
released
attached
now?
to. I don't like Ubisoft games, but I also am
Ah,
not gonna
yeah.
play like an Avatar game either.
What?
Because
Not
Yeah,
Splinter
Ubisoft
Cell
games-
remake?
no.
I
Let
mean,
me tell you something.
it's a smart move for Ubisoft to do this though, because there's very little they have to change to make it fit within the world of Avatar, and Avatar is one of the largest franchises in like the world. So it was a smart move for them. Whether or not it's gonna be a good game is another thing.
I have
I mean,
a confession.
Ubisoft doesn't. What?
Never watch Avatar.
Me neither. Me
Never.
neither.
I
We
only saw the
RPG,
first one and I
you
barely
please,
remember it.
The same. We have not
Yeah, look,
watched Avatar.
they're,
The thing is,
they
South
are
Park ruined it for
they're
me.
not great movies, but they're visual spectacles. Like I saw the
South
first one
Park
in
ruined
3D,
it
Yeah, I
for
think
me.
and it was
I
great.
think the last time I fucking saw Avatar was in school in the auditorium when they sent us to watch a movie.
South Park called it Dances with Smurfs, and I was like,
it's literally just it's space Pocahontas is all the movie is. It's space
Dances with
Pocahontas.
Smurfs. That's what South Park called it, Dances with Smurfs.
Well, RPG 88 called it
But
Far Cry, and
visually,
Faulkner called this game
it's
Far Cry
amazing.
Cross
Like in
Smurfs.
technology.
Yeah,
Why
visual. I saw. Yeah, I saw it in the theater with 3D. It was
Posing.
amazing when it came out.
Yes.
It was absolutely
James
jaw-dropping.
Cameron had to create new technology for
Look
the
at
first
these
time
nuts in your mouth.
because
Oh my
before James Cameron came around, couldn't film mocap underwater. He developed
Dances
underwater
with
mocap
Smurfs.
technology. The man's a pioneer. Whether the
I
movie's
mean,
good or not, another
hey,
story. But visually,
he's
and
great.
from a
I
technology
just-
standpoint, they're amazing.
He is great. I don't deny his greatness, but honestly, the only thing he's ever given me that I liked was Alien.
His nuts in your mouth. Oh, what?
No, aliens. Excuse
Whoa.
me, aliens with the S.
Whoa.
What about
Terminator
Terminator
2,
2?
Judgment Day.
Cerebral
Paul,
Paul with the low blow.
Betrayed, Paul. I feel betrayed.
All right, guys.
You started it. You
You're
started
supposed
it.
to be
so.
the civilized one.
Have you met me? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Do you know, Paul? What the hell?
Like I'm a
Yeah.
savage in a wheelchair, miss.
Despite your hair, Paul, you seem civilized.
All right. Well, guys, we're gonna call it call it an
Wait,
end
what?
for the show tonight.
No!
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Don't
Well, go
call it a
ahead.
come
What do you wanna
What
talk
the
about?
darn?
Well, what else do you want to talk about? Like, do you
let's
want to talk about third-party controllers? Xbox canceling third-party controllers?
Let me tell you how weird it is that people are like up in arms about that, because you know how hard you have to work to have a third-party controller that isn't officially supported.
Really?
I get the people that actually use them, like have a fight stick, that use like some sort of like workaround, but for the most part, I'm like, and like I've seen people talking about it and being like, but what about poor people who have
And
to buy
it
cheap
sucks.
controllers? Let me tell you, I am that poor person that buys $20 controllers, and guess what? They are still supported. They are still officially supported. You
I
have
guess
to
we-
be
Just
buying some
buy a
weird.
used Xbox Series controller,
It's-
like on Facebook
No,
Marketplace.
because it sucks, because also like for people who play a lot of like first person shooters and stuff, like there's a lot of people that rely on like bumpers and stuff that like for gameplay, like and there's different
Yeah, but that shit's
controllers
still
that
supported.
Just buy a Elite controller for like
I know
$200.
what I'm saying is it's wild
Yeah,
because like a lot of
your
people were
elites and your
concerned.
stuffs are supported.
A lot of people were basically concerned trolling, and it annoyed me because they're talking about like, what about the
I-
poor people buying
yeah,
their poor
I-
controllers? I'm like, I am poor people. I buy $20 controllers, and guess what? All of them are officially
Triple, take
supported.
the helm. for 2
I've seen
minutes.
more of
Triple,
people
take the
talking
helm.
yeah,
about.
I had a Turtle Beach one and I worked fine.
I buy those
oh,
like
yeah,
8-bit like $20 controllers. I buy those rock candy.
Well,
$20
so I'll
controllers.
have to look over the list of
You
what's
buy your
being
controllers from
banned.
Alibaba and Wish.com.
And they
Oh,
are
no, Temu.
supported. So I'm like,
Temu.
what controller are you buying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hers
just said the
says,
same
hers
thing.
says Turtle
I fuck with
Bitch. She
Temu.
doesn't say Turtle Beach.
So,
Turtle Bitch.
How about this? Okay, because one of the things that I've seen people say is
I would
specifically
love that to
the
say
fighting
that for real.
community and fight sticks being
Yes,
banned, and
fight
the issue
sticks.
there is
Fight
what some
sticks
people
are
have
the
brought up.
one hill where I agree with. Yes, because I have a Mad Catz fight stick. It stopped working on my Xbox. So I do have to use an adapter for that. But it's not officially supported. So yeah, that's something that I have to think about. And there are not a whole lot of options for fight sticks on Xbox. And it's especially and that actually is something that worries me, especially since they had the complete like King of Fighters on sale for like $23. So I bought it on Xbox. I have it on PC, but I don't have all the characters because I'm cheap. So they had they had everything on sale on PC, on Xbox for
But
$23.
I don't know.
Not
that's-
that you
what-
understand.
What's
It's
still
like
statement from Xbox as to why they're doing this though?
Why? I don't.
probably-
So I think I haven't looked too deep into it, but I've seen some people cheering this happening in the Destiny community. Is one of the topics that have been brought up in terms of how it affects the PvP side of things and specific controllers that people get. So this is their way of trying to help get rid of those people that are using specific controllers to
Yeah,
help with.
aim hacks and
Fucking
stuff.
cheaters.
There's
Aim
like
hack-
tr-
aim
there's
hack
like
Is that the
controller.
controller.
reason though from
Variety.
Xbox? Is that like what the reason the Xbox is
Because-
giving for why they're doing this?
It's good for the multiplayer
I'll have to check if that
community.
is an official thing, but I'm just guessing that's some of the things that people are happy about, because I have seen conversations like this is geared more towards cheaters, and yeah, you'll get some people
Yeah,
caught in
'cause
the crossfire.
I
but
saw that too.
Both that are happy, and then the people that are upset. I just don't know what Xbox's official reasoning for.
If they put
They
official
they
statement
haven't
out.
officially said anything. All they've officially said is about because the accessibility crowd, the disabled crowd, are worried about some of their stuff not working, and so Xbox clarified that
shit,
anything
they
that's
probably
connected
should've-
through
they-
the. Well, hang on. Let me finish
That's
my
they're
statement.
gonna.
They've officially said that anything that connects to the accessibility controller will still work. They won't be affected.
Yeah.
And if
listen
by
to
chance
Paul.
you are using something that is affected, a couple of them are out there saying you can contact us and we can, depending, case by case, they'll figure out if it's something they need to re-enable or whatever. But
Guys,
so
Yeah,
they
because they're coming out with that
to-
accessibility pad too.
I think it's
It's
already out.
already out.
Oh, it's already
It's
out.
been
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
accessibility
That's the
controller.
one with the 2 flat discs.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do
and I
that.
know they're coming out with something
The-
new
the-
as well.
The turntable.
That's in the early stages. So
Yeah, I don't want to see.
And PlayStation's got their own
Like,
controller
so-
too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
still want to get my
theirs-
hands on.
theirs
I
is
still
weird
want to get my
looking.
hands on that.
All I know is that for the multiplayer community, it's a good thing because there's a lot of people that use controller hacks and stuff so they can access like aimbots
Mhm.
for
that many people
whatever
who
reason.
play on Xbox
That what?
that play on Xbox.
She's like,
I
the
do.
community's dead. Why I care? No, it's enough people that play.
I
on
play
Xbox.
on Xbox. No, there's also you can get hacks on Xbox.
Like, we making
console
changes
as
for all
well.
20 of you. Fuck out.
Oh my god!
Serious,
What?
like,
Guys, sorry
serious.
to
Xbox
interrupt.
is
Yo,
dead.
you
gonna get
Okay,
going.
what?
funeral.
Thanks for
Thank
What's
you
up?
so
Bye,
much
man.
for having me on. It was
All right, thank you for
awesome.
being on.
Wait,
Hopefully
I
don't
want to
abuse
see.
you too much.
Okay.
Sarah, show your face.
Okay, goodbye,
There.
ramen pasta.
Wait, show your face. Say hi.
Noodle
Next.
fucker. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, one
Jesus.
sec.
Going for the kill, the final kill.
Hello.
I'm
There
not
you
sure.
go.
Oh, look at. Why do you look so feral?
Oh my!
What? Wow.
What?
I don't
You
know,
look
but thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
hope-
love
thanks
you.
Arrow.
Yeah,
I hope
great
you guys
taste.
let me on
Continue.
next time.
Yeah, thanks for coming
No
by,
problem.
man.
Love
Yeah,
you
thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Happy to hear someone appreciates the
All right.
chaos here.
Well, let's go ahead and close up the show.
I'm
Let's go
sorry, I'm
ahead-
chaotic. Wait,
let's
did
go
I?
ahead.
But did my no really extend this?
Oh my
no,
God,
no.
he's trying to talk. Shut up.
Yeah, come on. Let me
Jesus
finish
He
Christ.
wants
the
to
show,
end the
guys.
show.
Yes, I do.
Right now, he wants to end your life. Get out.
Oh,
Don't
God.
tell me to shut up. It hurts my feelings.
Okay, Cozy, tell us where we can find you, please.
You can find me in the club, bottle full
Oh,
of bud.
Dog, not what you need if you need it.
Nah, for real. You
I'm
can
into
find
having
me
sex. I ain't into making love.
COSY Beluga. You can find me at all places where I am.
I can't.
All right.
You can find me in the places I am and not the places I'm not.
Exactly.
forget the
Science.
You find me when you find me, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Miss Sells, where can we find you, ma'am?
You can find me sleeping somewhere.
You have to remember where you are. The
You
little
can
pause,
find-
like, where am I?
You can find me. Am I home? Oh, you can find me. You can find me in the clouds, baby. So I stream on Twitch and Kick. Hi, I'm Cells for everything. Instagram, TikTok. Even though I haven't updated my TikTok in a while, and my YouTube, but I have like good videos there already, so just watch them. and and yeah, I'm streaming. And yeah, that's what I do. And I'm into first-person shooters and arena shooters and battle
Fortnite.
royales.
Fortnite,
Fortnite.
basically. Yeah.
Warzone,
And skins that don't
Overwatch,
make
Apex,
sense.
Oh yeah.
Halo.
And if you ever want to see an avatar.
Oh, by the way, the finals, it's so good. It's so
Okay.
smooth. It's
is there
so
a Nicki
good.
Minaj skin in it as well?
No, but there's so many skins, and they gave everybody in the beta like so many coins to like redeem for a lot of different skins for guns and everything like that. And it's fire. It's really nice. It's smooth, and it's fun. It's different concept.
I just remembered I left my hot dog in the car.
What?
I love hot
My
dogs.
Costco hot dog.
I don't know about this transition. Super, tell us where we can find you.
Costco
please.
pizza slaps too.
And it's only $10 for a large.
I know. I wish
That's
I had
actually
Super,
not bad. From where?
please.
All right, relax. My YouTube channel is SupaNova Gaming. That's SUPA Nova Gaming. I'm on Twitter, because I refuse to call it X, at Gaming Supernova. My PSN is Supernova Gaming. My Xbox is Real Supernova. And then obviously I'm here every Friday, so long as Wize asks me to come back.
Yes, every Friday. All right.
And
Well,
I'm on the
I'm
round
here
table
too.
whenever the
Will-
hell we do those.
Will he ask you to
Forgot
come
that
back?
part.
All right.
That's why I tell
Cerebral.
every week. I'm like, unless I'm fired, I'll be here next week. And it's
Oh yeah,
I'm up for review every week.
almost everywhere and every.
Performance review. I don't know if you come back super. I'm sorry.
This obscene
Wow.
tangent making motherfucker. We don't shut the fuck up. Review.
I have no right to grade anybody on their performance when I have performance issues. All right. Cerebral.
I'm just loud.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, tell us all the various places you're at. Everywhere.
Okay, let's see. X, formerly called Twitter, you can find me at Cerebral Paul 1. Twitch, you can find me at Cerebral Paul. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you can find me, well, some Wednesdays. You can find me on 4GQ TV. For Mondays, the wrestling pop-up powerbomb podcast. Thursdays, it's 4GQ TV. Tuesdays, you can find me on the Xbox Ambassador channel for my own show, Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul. And then on Fridays, you can find me here with Wasted with Wize.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, I'm an Xbox ambassador. I just started.
What? You just started?
Yeah.
Lame.
Like how? Like. you
Okay,
gotta
the first thing
plug
you need
in?
to do if you haven't done it yet, you have to send me a dozen cookies of my choosing. That's the rules.
Oh,
And
you
then
want
you
me to
hook
send
me
you-
up?
What kind of cookies you want?
You'll hook me up and get me like streamlined
what
through
cookies
all
do
of
you
these
want?
different challenges.
You just have to do the challenges,
Peanut
and
butter
it's easy to
chocolate.
do them.
That- it's like-
that sounds good. Yeah, peanut butter chocolate or
Oh, you want peanut butter
Fuck
chocolate cookies?
yeah.
I'll make you peanut butter
Awesome.
chocolate cookies, Paul.
I'm actually a big fan of snickerdoodles too. So
Oh, I am a
Yo,
master
yep.
Oh,
snickerdoodle
Paul, I'm
maker.
gonna get
I
you
make-
the stack of Italian
Whoa,
cookies
whoa!
from a
Why
real
does only
Italian
Paul
bakery.
get fucking cookies? What is
Oh,
this
wait,
shit?
wait.
Paul deserves cookies. You're a bitch.
if you can get me some real Italian cookies, and you're my new best friend.
Holy
This is-
Yeah, I live right by
She be
an
going for
Italian
the jugular every
bakery.
time.
I'll get you a whole like little thing of the. You know how they have it stacked up?
I'm originally
Yeah.
from New York. I know where
Hey,
to
if
get
you
all
could do
that
that-
shit.
if you would send some my
Exactly.
way, I would actually pay you for that. Actually, I'm being dead freaking serious.
Yeah,
You're
DM
not-
me then,
you're-
and
Paul,
And I'll
I
send
will
it to
send
you
you some
guys.
snickerdoodles.
Ooh,
Sneaky dude.
yummy.
the 7-layer cookie or whatever.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah,
my God, yes. Especially if it's from a real
oh.
Italian bakery. Oh God, yes.
I
yeah.
promise you.
And same thing with you, Cozy. If you'd be willing to make me a batch of Snickers, I will definitely reimburse you. for it.
I make a mean snickerdoodle. I use all organic ingredients.
Snickerdoodle.
Ooh, yeah,
Snickerdoodles.
most definitely. Let me know. DM me or I'll DM
And
you.
if anybody got to connect for edibles, let me know.
No, I got.
Wait, don't you live in a place where you can get them for free 99 or easy
What? Snickerdoodles
what?
or edibles?
edibles?
Yeah.
No, not me. I'm in Alabama, but she probably yes. 'Cause in New York, it's legal.
I'm in Arizona. We can
Oh,
get all
yeah.
that shit legally.
Yeah.
Oh, I
can
have to
get
go
everything.
to Michigan, but same.
Nah, we don't get anything. We don't even have a fucking lottery here yet. So
It's
they're
just so expensive.
Yep.
What is it? I don't know. I never pay.
Yeah, no, I just
Get
yeah,
some
I have my
THC
dealer,
infused
like
Gator.
whatever. But all I
There's
know
some-
is that like I went to the dispensaries in the city and like they charge like freaking $70 for an
Oh
eighth.
no. Never go to this business. You have to go to your local person that like grows it on their own because they
Oh yeah,
Cause,
that's
'cause,
my
like-
dude, and he delivers it to me.
no,
at
they
front
grow it
door.
on their own and then they sell it but they sell it like at a farmer's market rate. And so because they just growing because that's what they do. And they sell it like a farmer's market. They're like, oh yeah, you should see my hydroponics.
You know, I'm glad I'm
system."
done. I'm glad I was done with my sign off.
Look.
You know,
Whee!
All right, Triple. Okay, where can we find
Look,
you?
here's our
sir?
grapes, there's our peaches, and there's our granddaddy Kush.
You can find me on Twitter YouTube and Twitch at Triple Combo Gaming. Streaming Liza P now, but after I'm finished with that, I'm probably gonna play something easy because I'm tired of getting my ass beat. So,
I play Liza P and I suck.
Yeah.
and
I'd
before I forget-
I'd be screaming Liza P, not streaming it. I'd be screaming at it.
It's a good game, but after a while, you get your ass beat enough. You just like, all right, I'll play some. Because I was gonna play like a whole bunch of Souls. Like, well, I'm gonna give myself a break. And you can find me here on Fridays sometimes. I don't know. I was late today, so I might get fired. So I don't know.
Wait, don't be late. Don't get fired.
Nah, it's up to
I
one.
was late today too. Don't worry.
Oh, we were all late.
All of you guys.
I was being chauffeured
Except
today.
for
So,
Super and
yeah.
Cerebral, they were all.
Oh, look, you guys want to see my shirt?
Yes.
You're wearing a shirt?
We would
Yeah.
rather see what's under the shirt, but it'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Why
Legends
control
never
yourself?
die.
You notice where her hands went?
Legends
You notice
never
where
die.
her hands went?
Legends never
Oh,
die.
she was, yeah. Legends
What did I do? But look, it says legends never die.
Yeah, uh-huh. Where you pointing though?
This is
Who's up to
Salino
those
and
guys?
Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
the attorneys?
She's
I
pointing
like-
at her legends.
Yeah, I know
at
she's
her
pointing
legends.
at her legends.
You guys don't know who this is?
Her mommy milk.
No.
Lex Luthor and oh wait.
No. Okay, do you know
Bill
those?
Gates.
Do you know the lawyers, Salino and Barnes?
No.
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 Oh God.
Do you not
They-
know law
You
That's
is
a New
like
York
You don't
thing,
live
then?
where you live.
Yes.
no.
Yeah, it's
law
probably
is
a New York
state by
thing.
state. Law is state by state.
It'd be
Oh.
like it'd be like
So
fair
these
and
are
fair.
like-
It'd be like fair
Oh, I
and fair
thought
here.
somebody would have recognized
No,
it.
no, law
Sorry,
is
I
state
feel
by
like a
state.
loser.
Rec-
Well, no,
we
because
just
if-
recognize-
if you're gonna
for
go to their
example-
law offices or they're gonna send lawyers out to you, they're gonna be within your
No,
state.
well,
They're
the
not gonna
reason
fucking go out
is
the
because
country.
they broke up their law firm, and then I think it was Salino. He died in a plane crash after.
Oh.
So I think I think
Okay.
actually Illinois has a really
Salino
has the
and
best
Barnes,
reciprocity for law
injury
practice.
You don't know that? That's crazy.
Singing
No.
the jingle.
So like
No,
yeah,
man.
you have to.
We
You
were
have to
actually
practice
looking
the
forward
state.
to it. We were actually looking forward to what you were going to show us because Jim showed us his ass a couple of episodes ago. And
What?
we thought
I'm
you
You
glad,
guys
would
need
be-
you know,
Who's showing
I'm
what?
glad, I'm glad I wasn't here for that. I'm really glad I
You
wasn't
guys
here.
want
I
You
would-
were
really
sitting there
cool?
pointing to your chesticles, getting Wise all excited and
I
shit.
was there
and it being
pointing to
I was
my
hoping- I was
tits.
like-
Get
You
over
were
it.
pointing to your
You totally
boobies.
were.
We all saw
I
your
was
boobs.
pointing to the people.
That happened to me
No,
as
no.
Put
well.
your head out of the
These
gutter.
legends right here.
No,
These are legends
no.
lefty and righty.
It was your boobies. It was your boobies,
my
and we were
gosh.
ready for it, and you disappointed us.
Oh my
I'll-
god.
It was so
Okay, I'll
anticlimactic,
show
I'm
you,
serious.
Cozy.
Oh,
Hey, what
On
are
the-
what are us? Chalk
on the
liver, what are
side.
we? Oh, come
they get to
on.
see titties.
Yeah.
What?
If you're gonna show
There's
one
Only
this,
person,
Cozy.
there's
channel,
this
you have to
cool
show everybody
website I
else.
can direct you to. I think they'll get what you need, man.
No, you don't want to see stranger boobs. You want to see people you know. Let's do it. No. We're gonna do a mutual show because that's how you do it.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna do it now before we sign off. Go
No,
ahead.
you guys
No.
don't need to see us.
Oh, we about to get kicked
Oh,
off
wait,
from
we're
YouTube
the
for
ones
that
who
one.
need to see
Oh,
it.
no.
We're the ones who are the judges.
Anyways,
Why
Why don't
you
want
a
to end
married-
it? Why?
Are you not a married
Are
man?
we a family?
Why is this
family
not
here.
ending the show now? We woke his ass up.
oh my
All
gosh.
right. Well, no, I don't want to. I mean, now if you're gonna show what you're
Are
gonna
you
show, then
not
have
a married man?
Oh my god! Come on, do
Yeah, what
something.
does that have to do with it? I've not
Jesus.
seen those in years, so it's okay. I want to see some in the 2023.
Holy shit.
All right. Anyhow, my name is the Wise Old Gamer with a Z. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and put Lokes and David's
Well, I don't care about that
contact
dude.
information.
I don't care about that dude.
In the
You guys want to watch
description.
me eat a cricket?
Yeah. And
Do
as
it.
we
Oh,
sign
yeah, I saw
off,
that.
you can find me on Twitter, PlayStation, Xbox,
Real
Wise Old
cricket.
Gamer with Z. We were here every Friday from 6
How do they
to 8.
taste?
Well, 6 to 9
These are
Eastern
just
bacon.
time.
Nice.
Bacon flavored crickets?
And as we sign out, remember, you can be anywhere, but you've not been anywhere until you've been wasted with Wise. And I think we're going to sign off with Cozy eating crickets. So, Cozy, please come up and show us the
What does
Jesus.
it taste like? Does it taste like beef jerky or something?
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes
Well,
like
Tastes like
the bacon bits.
Yeah, everyone that's eating them said they're just crispy and smoky.
Tastes like bacon bits.
it's a good it's like
MTV.
good protein too.
Oh, God. I would just take your
Yeah,
word
It's
for
like
that
bacon
one.
bits.
Fuck, I would.
I
not
think I'm
be eating
gonna
crickets. I
like
don't give a
roast
fuck how much
them
protein
in
they
like
have.
with a stir fry, and then like stick them over some rice.
Okay. Well,
Why
now
not- why
that
not
I'm
use,
not
like,
dinner tonight, okay.
or beef.
I was planning on some spaghetti for dinner tonight, but oh well. I guess that's not gonna happen.
I mean, are you feeding your children because they can't
Yes.
feed themselves?
Exactly.
I got
You're not gonna
Chipotle.
put grasshoppers in your spaghetti.
Bought me some Taco
Let me
Bell
tell
for driving
Grasshoppers
around town.
taste so good.
Carnitas.
Well, I know there's fun to be had, but I gotta take your word for it. Yeah.
Carnitas.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm not
guys,
gonna
that
make
is
you
our.
guys
Can
get
you
that.
roll your R's because you're not a normal American.
Well, guys, that
It
is
has
our
been-
show
What?
after the cricket bites. Have
Jesus,
everyone have a nice
Hispanic?
night. And
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us
Bye.
today.
Bye. I love you, Cody.
Oh
we're
my
gonna
head.
log off.